I keep doing that. I got to learn to stop putting myself on mute there. How y'all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Y'all feeling good? I hope having a good day. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about why I decided to do this stream. A few things I wanted to say, and then a couple videos I wanted to look at. First of all, no, excuse me. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm still new at this live streaming thing, but I'll get it down. I'm getting better every time. So, I want to start out by saying, because a lot of people have been asking me about what happened last night when I was live streaming and I had to go. Like, people were worried. Was it an emergency? What was going on? This is, I think it's a funny story, but it's what it is. So, what happened was my next door neighbor, she's like almost 90. I mean, she's old, she can barely do anything for herself. She can't drive, whatever. So, anyway, she calls me up. And I'm on here, I'm going and I'm thinking, oh my God, she fell down, broke her hip. Maybe it's a fallen and I can't get up kind of situation. She's freaking out. She's panicking. So I run over there to see what's going on. I cut off the stream. I did this. I get there and I found out what the problem was. The emergency, big emergency. She found an Arby's coupon and wanted me to run to Arby's and get her a sandwich. That's what it was. That was the big ordeal. So great. Okay. So that was that. Any day above ground is a good day. I agree. So anyway, so that was nothing. So now the other thing I wanted to talk about before we get into watching some videos, and again, a couple of people brought it up in here. So I've been following, and as we all have since he started getting on the radar, this whole delete laws thing. Blue did a video on him again today. He's been live streaming all day, on and off, on and off, on and off. And I was checking some of it out, trying to see what the heck this idiot's doing now. So a while back, he, in one of his videos, was saying, hey, if you've ever had a bad interaction with the police, send me a message and I'll get back to you and we'll set this thing up. So what he ended up doing was setting up a whole day where he did all these live streams where he would talk to these people and they would tell their stories about what the cops did. And the first one he did was a guy who actually went to file a complaint about the cops giving him a hard time, him and his wife or girlfriend, old lady, whatever. And so what I noticed right off the bat is that when these people were talking, for example, in the first one where the guy was there to make a complaint, as the guy was telling, he was talking to the sheriff, okay? And as the guy who was stopped by the police was explaining to the sheriff what happened, Chili kept interrupting him to coach him, to tell him what to say. You don't say handcuffs, you say torture cuffs. You, like, if he goes, well, when I got arrested, no, kidnapped. Oh, yeah. When I got kidnapped by you guys. And he's coaching him through every word until eventually the cops are like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the guy who's filing the complaint and we're going to take him in the back so he could file his complaint. And immediately Chili's making it sound like the cops took him in the back so they could beat him and torture him and maybe even shoot him. And he's like, I got to put my ear to the door to make sure and listen for bullets and gunshots because I know they brought him back there so they could torture him and kill him. No, they brought him back there to get him away from you, coaching him on how to give a statement to the police and putting it in your words and you putting words in his mouth. Then he spent the whole rest of his day today going from person to person to person, doing interviews with these people who had bad interactions with the police, and maybe some of them did. I don't know the situations. And that's the problem. I only know Chili's version of the situation. Every single person he interviewed, it was like, so tell me, what happened when you got pulled over? Well, the cop, you mean Peg? Right. He pulled me over because I didn't have a license, which you don't need a license because that's illegal. Go on. Well, he pulled me over and then he came to my door. Oh, and did he try to put torture cuffs on you? And at one point, this guy was saying, I got pulled over. I don't know why. And all of a sudden, the cop came up to my car and he had his gun in his hand. The second he said that, Chili says, oh, and how long was the cop holding his gun to your head? The guy didn't say the cop was holding the gun to his head. The guy said the cop had a gun in his hand. And then later on in the interview, he's like, well, it was a taser. But Chili's twisting everyone's words to make everything fit his narrative. Even these people who are supposedly victimized by the police, when they're telling their story, Chili can't let them tell their story. He has to, you're never arrested. You're always kidnapped. And then he's throwing these accusations out there, just throwing them out there like they're fact. Like, well, why would the police stop you? Did they, were they getting tired of trafficking little girls? Where did that come from? Why did you bring that up? And I mean, he wasn't saying like the police weren't trafficking little girls. He was like, what, did the cops think you were trafficking little girls or something? Like, no, they pulled him over because he didn't have a license plate or he had a headlight out or whatever the heck it was. But Chili's fans, and this was the thing that really drove me nuts about it. As I'm watching this, I'm in his chat and I'm watching his chat, and it's his supporters. It's not just him. He has them so brainwashed that they're listening to what he's saying. They're not listening to the story that the person is telling. They're listening to the story that Chili is telling. And he's getting these super chats for $500, $150, $50. Keep up the good fight. How dare the cops do these terrible things? And how dare they accuse this guy of trafficking children? Nobody ever said he was accused of that except Chili. And he just said that because he knows that it fits his narrative. The guy who was pulled over, he's just trying to tell the story. Oh, I got pulled over, And well, I think that's actually his name is Chili. But whatever. K-Fars just said, I hate that he calls himself Chili. Yeah, Chili Rielos, Chili the con man, like I said. Anyway, he's a turd, and he's been making me mad all day. And again, the fact that Blue did a video on him earlier today just put it back in my head. And oh man, he's it's terrible. And the fact that his followers actually think that, do I have chili on my chin? How come none of you guys told me I got chili on my chin? Hold on, let me get I just saw this in the is that? Yeah. Oh boy. Thanks, guys. Anyway, so anyway, he's been doing this all day, and it's just eventually I had to get out. I even said in his chat, I'm like, dude, you're so deplorable. I can't even stand watching you anymore. I got to get out of here. So I just left. Anyway, what I wanted to show today is a couple things. One of them is a follow-up to I think it was the last video I posted of Direct D when he was auditing a murder investigation, right? And then at the end of that video, I showed the news clip from that night, the news clip of the murder, and he got arrested. Well, he made such a big stink about the arrest that now it made local news. His arrest made local news because, and this is and I chose this specifically, not just because it's a follow-up to the last video I did on Direct D, but because to me, it is a perfect example of one of the many reasons why what these guys are doing is terrible. Because I keep saying these rights that they're supposedly standing up for are slowly going to get limited, not because that's organically happening and these guys are fighting against that. It's because of what these guys are doing that these rights are starting to get limited. So I want you guys to check out this news report from Arizona, and Direct D's in it. They interviewed him for it. And keep in mind, it's never mentioned in this clip, but keep in mind that this all came down to he was auditing an active murder investigation. Remember that. Now watch this. Let me go ahead and cue this up for you guys. And let's get it. Oh, it's on the screen. Okay. Listen up.
8 feet. That's how far away you'd have to be from police to record them if a new bill at the legislature becomes law.
And some now calling the bill unconstitutional. Tonight we have team coverage on how this bill could impact you and how some plan to fight back.
We begin with our Mark Phillips.
Citizen use of cell phone cameras to record police conduct is commonplace. Recently, a video of Phoenix police officers confronting 4 men during a stolen car investigation surfaced when one of the officers struck a 13-year-old girl after she failed to comply with police requests to move back.
This bill doesn't stop anybody from getting a good picture.
During the incident with police, officers asked the group who had moved in to record the events to back away.
My bill balances the need to protect police officers from danger and to preserve evidence from being destroyed or discarded with the recognized constitutional right of people to film police officers performing their duties.
Kavanaugh has made changes to the bill, reducing the distance someone can record police from 15 to 8 feet and allowing a person to video record their own police encounter. But the ACLU says even with the changes, the law is still unconstitutional.
It is still an unconstitutional limitation on the very clearly established First Amendment right of members of the public to record police.
The bill goes before the Senate Rules Committee Monday. If it thinks it's constitutional, the full Senate will decide it later in the week.
All right, so now real quick, what do you guys think about that? Like, they're not saying that they want to pass a bill to make it illegal to record. They're trying to pass a bill saying that you have to stand 8 feet back. Is that really the end of the world? Something worth fighting against? And again, bills like this wouldn't even be on the table in the first place if these idiots weren't out there doing this crap. Here we go. Back to it.
On its journey through the legislature, only Republicans have voted for this bill.
Uh-oh.
Mark Phillips, ABC 15, Arizona.
Did you hear how
The
they
bill's
threw that
sponsor
in there?
says his intent is to prevent police from being distracted at crime scenes, but so-called cop watchers say it violates their First Amendment rights. ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius talks to
Here we
two
go.
of them who say the law won't change what they do.
They're just creating a
There he
law
is.
right now just to control us because they don't like what we're doing.
Chris Ruff has millions of views on his Direct D YouTube page, and Darian Barrett's from Tempe Against Police Violence.
Mine's rolling too, you're live streaming.
Some may find their actions annoying and disrespectful,
And
Going right here,
abhorrent.
I'm going next to the police cars.
Refuse to listen to us, you're
Disgusting.
gonna go to jail.
But the cop watchers say that their actions, using their cell phones to videotape police out on the streets and even to argue with officers, are protected by the First Amendment's freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and freedom to protest.
It's my constitutional right to film the police.
They're not
I'm
telling
gonna
you not to
them
film them.
regardless, because we don't need another incident like George Floyd that's not caught on camera.
In 2016, there was no video when a Tempe police lieutenant fatally shot Dalvin Hollins.
Irrelevant.
That was Darian's best friend. And that's why he's a cop watcher today. He doubts an 8-foot rule would fix anything.
Do you get right up in officers' face? You get this close to them while they're trying to do their work?
No, they come up that close. I stay where I'm at, and
Yeah,
they
to ask
come
you
that
to back
close.
up.
Why are you guys pushing back the camera?
Their videos
Because it's
show
a murder
officers
scene.
adding police tape to keep cop watchers way further back,
Don't touch me, dude. Hey, no.
occasionally pushing them, even arresting Chris. Cop watchers say they're undaunted to make policing transparent and accountable.
All right, now see, this is another thing about this whole thing and why I wanted to show it that really kind of bothers me about this whole thing is the way the media is covering this. Like, they just covered the murder that these idiots were getting in the way of, the murder investigation. And now, and I kind of pointed it out. Did you notice? Like, that they said, so far only Republicans support the bill. Like, so what are you saying? You're a liberal news channel? Like, why did they have to throw that in there? Like, oh, well, maybe they could say, well, it's just a fact. Okay, fine. But you're asking the guy to stand back 8 feet. That's what the bill's about. The bill isn't about making it illegal to film. It's just saying stand back. And again, they mentioned, we watched the video. I broke it down. We all saw it, right? The raw footage. What happened? Why were they backing it up? The news is making it sound like the cops were moving the tape to force the cameraman to back off. Well, I wonder why. Because they got a dead body laying in the street and a shooter running around taking pot shots at cops. Maybe that's related to why they pushed them back. But they don't even bring that up. Like that it was an active murder investigation is irrelevant. But the fact that one of these guys had a buddy killed and that's what made him do this, you got to mention that, of course. I don't know. It just seems so one-sided the way they're reporting this. And we all know, because we saw the footage they're talking about, that they're only showing little pieces of, that these guys were being abhorrent douchebags and deserved everything they got. And again, so they're asking them to stand back 8 feet. What's the big freaking deal? Especially if these guys are professional cameramen, then they can zoom. 8 feet is nothing. And guess what? If you wanted to kill a cop, bullets can travel further than 8 feet.
Now they have to do things by the book because they're filming them. Not only do we know it, but we're putting it online for tens of thousands of people to
make
pick
fun of
apart
you.
their actions.
Oh,
Now they're putting the legislature and the governor on notice. If the recording prohibitions become law,
I intend to get arrested for it and challenge it. on
I
purpose.
intend to
Chris
get
says he's
arrested
willing
on
to take it
purpose.
all the way to the Supreme Court. In Phoenix, I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15, Arizona.
In full transparency, EW Scripps, which owns ABC 15, has signed on to the National Press Photographers Association letter brought to the legislature in opposition to this bill. Our concern, along with that of many broadcasters, is that it violates the First Amendment under Ninth Circuit precedent and would restrict legitimate news coverage of policing.
But the legitimate news was there. We watched their footage. They let the legitimate news in the whole time. There was no question. Nobody said anything to them. They did their report. They reported on the murder, and everything was fine. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, the last video I did was on this specific event, so I thought that'd be a good follow-up. But yeah, and I think if the news reporters, if the press coverage, if these guys actually went back and watched his videos and not just listened to his story. Oh, I just was walking down the street and I saw a cop and I pulled out my camera and then all of a sudden they grabbed me and arrested me for no reason. Yeah, we all know that that's not what happened. We saw the video. It's on my channel right now. It's the last video I did. We know that that's all bullshit. Okay, anyway. Yes, the news media can be biased, and this is such a big part of my whole argument, right? Like when sometimes I do talk to these guys, and they're always bringing up these things that you can't argue, like him bringing up the George Floyd thing. It's like, well, yeah, obviously, that's an issue. I'm not saying the system's perfect, but what I'm saying is that you idiots aren't making it better. Once again, this whole law that they're fighting against wouldn't even be on the table if these douchebags weren't out there doing this in the first place. They're causing it. It's like the problem they say they're fighting against isn't even a real problem, but their actions are creating it. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. These guys are scumbags. Anyway, this is the other thing I wanted to do today. I wanted to show this video here. This one I found interesting because this is from, what is it, Press NH Now or something? Yeah, Press New Hampshire Now. So what this video, what I'm about to show is, I picked this one because I find it, why can't they show the frauditors harassing the cops? They're not going to do that because they said at the end of the report, our affiliate has signed on to the bill. I mean, they signed the request for see, it's like, I don't even know if I want to legitimately call it a thing because apparently DirectD drafted it, but apparently they're saying they signed on to it to fight against the bill passing. So of course they're going to twist their story to make it sound like the bill is this horrible violation of rights. Like the cops are going to start coming after the legitimate press, even though when the event happened, again, I covered it. It's on my page. The legitimate press was in there and they did their story and nobody tried to stop them. Nasty. Anyway, so this next video I'm going to show, I picked it because to me, it's another really good example of how the narrative never matches the content. That's my favorite line. I love to say all the time, the narrative never matches the content. How this guy in this Press NH now in this video I'm about to show, and he's trying to do the whole sort of Amagansett Press, Long Island audit deal where he talks calm and quiet, so that makes everything he's doing okay. And I'm trying to frame myself better here. Sorry. So, it's like, well, I'm going to talk calm and I'm going to talk quiet so that, when they act crazy, it's their fault, but the things he says and the way he says it, just again, building a false narrative and throwing accusations out there and doing what they all do so well. And we can talk about the actions of the people that he's engaging with, but that's not even the point. For me, the point is that they always try to build this narrative that they're got their phone, filming. Oh, that's nice. That's cool architecture there. Whoa, wait a minute. Why is everyone giving me a hard time? And that's never what happened. They always talk like that's what's going on, but it's never what's going on. And here's another example of them doing what they do so unfortunately well. And some of these guys have gotten really good at being professional douchebags. It's kind of annoying. And it's called, the name of this video is Panic Alarm Activated. Janitor barks orders and police get called. So, yippee-doo to them. Wish the police would have done something in the end of this.
Here's your select board and town manager bulletin board.
Riveting, newsworthy content as usual. Amazing. And listen to his narration. It's so on point.
Go downstairs and check them out. Meet you down there. Springfield.
This gets crazy real fast. I've only been in the building a few minutes. Okay, now let's hold on. Let's stop right there. Okay. So what are we looking at here right now? Okay, what's going on? I'm supposed to believe if all of these guys are right and we're wrong, my side is wrong, right? That means that if I notice somebody peeping, yes, perfect. That's what I'm saying. Peeping through the window at me with his camera, I have no reason to be concerned because, it's just a camera. Cameras aren't dangerous. I don't know why you guys are afraid of cameras. You're a creep peeping through a window at people. Women. Like, why would they not think that was... What planet do you live on where that's okay? Yeah, wow, okay, yeah. Don't even stay on the sun long enough to read it or anything. I don't want to do that because it might say no filming. Oh, look, he put that in there.
Oh, nothing much.
What are you filming?
Huh?
What are you filming?
Oh, sorry. Just not that. What do you mean? What am I filming? It's self-evident.
See? Nice, sweet, minding his own business, not bothering anybody. What are you filming? It's self-evident. No, that wasn't a smart-ass remark. He's not looking for trouble. He's not trying to get a rise out of people. No, that's a perfectly normal answer that a person who's minding their own business, not doing anything would give, right?
Why are you filming?
Oh, yeah, I don't answer that question.
Actually, no. This is employees only back here.
Yeah, it says it right there beyond that point.
Okay, well, you need to.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Wait a minute. Look at the text he put on screen right here, right here. Hold on.
What do you mean? What am I filming? It's self-evident.
Why are you filming?
Oh, yeah, I don't answer that question.
Actually, no. This is employees only back here.
Okay. I thought I made it clear that I wasn't going past that point. So what did he say to make it clear that he wasn't going past that point? It's self-evident and I don't answer questions. So what did he say to make it clear that he wasn't going past that point? I thought I made it this again. The whole point why I chose this video, how it illustrates quite thoroughly that the narrative never matches the content. These guys are assholes.
Yeah, it says it right there beyond that point.
Okay, well, you need to.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look in.
No, this is private.
I'm not going in there.
Do you want me to go push the button?
Go push the button now. Go push the button now.
For what?
Go push the button.
Because I'm recording?
No, because you're
Oh,
not
you mean the
cooperating or
panic button?
talking. Yeah.
Oh, for recording in a public building?
No, for being an asshole and scaring people because you're peeping through windows and acting crazy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Please don't record.
This is a public building. I could record all I want. Who are you? All right, so just keep cleaning and mop the floor.
The janitor is barking orders at me. Barking orders. Let's go back. What does she say?
Huh.
Please don't record.
Okay. Please don't record. That's barking an order. According to this guy, that's barking an order. Again, the content doesn't match the narrative. He even points out that she said, please don't record. And then he follows that up with, she's barking orders at me. Please, sir, please don't record. Barking orders, how dare you? You're just a janitor. Why don't you shut up?
This is a public building. I could record all I want. Who are you? All right, so just keep cleaning and mop the floor.
So just
I
keep
need
cleaning and mop the floor.
what office is this right here?
The Office of Stupidity, obviously, because you're in it.
Hi. Yeah, no, I was just getting some public information.
Can I help you? And also trying to go into the personal areas.
No, I was not actually. Don't lie. You're on recording. I wasn't going back there. I saw the sign. Relax. No, you will relax. I'm relaxed, so you should relax.
Just let me know.
Okay, wait a minute. Who's barking orders? Let's go back. Hold on.
Can I help you? And also trying to go into the personal areas.
No, I was not actually. Don't lie. You're on recording. I wasn't going back there. I saw the sign. Relax. No, you will relax.
No, you will relax. He accuses her of barking orders at him because she said, please don't film. And him saying, go mop the floor. And no, you will relax. She's the one barking orders?
I'm relaxed, so you should relax.
Just let me know if you need something. I'm willing to
Yeah, I would hope so, you know. I mean, I didn't know I was restricted from filming in a public building, you know. Oh, I was just getting some public access information. Just like some pamphlets and stuff, looking at the bulletin board downstairs, stuff like that. So
If you take the elevator upstairs,
yeah,
or go outside and there's stairs up the side of the building,
Yep.
you'll come to the town clerk's.
yeah, I was just up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, these two ladies they just hit the alarm because I'm recording.
Yeah, just to this private back there.
Yeah, but I never went by there. I saw the sign, you know, but you know.
Yeah, because you guys always follow
they must feel
signs.
uncomfortable, right?
I do.
I know. I feel uncomfortable now too because you're recording, you know.
You're just saying
She just nailed it.
How you doing? You the town manager? Oh, how you doing? Yeah.
Look at
these
how he
ladies-
puts the
these
guy's
women
business
just walked
card up
out because
there.
I was just recording in a public building.
I wonder why
So,
he did
I don't know what the
that.
issue
It
is.
wasn't to encourage his fans
She's getting
to
some
call
public information and,
complain or phone bomb.
and now she's recording me. So if I had an alarm, I'd push it myself too because
Yeah, 'cause you're
I
an
don't feel
idiot.
comfortable.
He's being inappropriate. That's it.
Just because the public doesn't even walk everybody.
Oh, I know. I saw the sign. It just said restricted. I didn't even go by there. Yeah, I know. I know better than that. Yeah, of
So
course.
what are you trying to do?
What do you mean?
What do you take?
What do you mean?
Oh,
Like,
just the building.
these
I'm taking
guys,
toward the building, getting some public access
they
information.
pretend they're so stupid.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
Just
all.
another nut. What's up?
You could probably let them know that I'm all right doing what I'm doing. She should probably continue mopping the floor or something.
Look at him.
And
Look at the
toilet.
picture.
No, I did not push you. I did not even touch you. No, I did not try to. The restricted area.
These poor people want to work.
Yeah, you should probably continue working.
Yeah, you should probably shut the hell up. Nobody wants to hear
Yeah,
your
so
mouth.
Jeff, if you see that sign right there? Sign right there? Yeah, I wasn't going past that. But, she should probably mind your business and continue cleaning.
You should mind your business and not go around filming everybody while they're trying to mind their business.
I never touched you. Don't push this into another issue that doesn't have to be. I never touched you. You were blocking me from recording in a public area where you have no business telling me what to do.
She didn't tell you what to do. She asked you, please don't record
Of
me.
course you do.
And you went out of your
You
way
work
to
for
point
me.
that out.
This is a public building.
You work
okay?
for me.
I'm not
That
here to
one he
bother
throws at
anybody.
it.
I'm just getting some public access information. And now I'm being restricted from recording in a public building because of your janitor over there.
Hey, Tones, I just wanted to address that real quick. How many people would have an issue with these guys getting thrown out? If I find it, I'll put it up here. I don't know. But I saw a video earlier today where these guys were auditing a DMV. And when they got kicked out, everybody in the DMV bursted out in applause. They were so happy to see these idiots get thrown out. It was beautiful. I'm going to try and find that clip while this is playing because it's a beautiful thing to see. A beautiful thing. I loved it.
Did I restrict you from recording?
No.
Just checking.
No, I know you're not. Police on their way?
I believe so. I was told they were called.
Yeah, I don't know why. Should probably tell you janitor to keep janiting. I don't know why she's getting into my business. Hey, how you doing?
Good man, how are you?
Good, you?
What's going on?
I don't know. You got to talk to them. I didn't call you. Oh wow, 3 officers, huh? For camera. Wow.
Okay, now here's another piece that I wanted to point out. So you see the text on screen there. This cop is a tyrant. Now, wait till you see how yes, it was on Familia TV. Thank you. Yes, this cop is such a horrible tyrant. Wait till you see the level of extreme, excessive force, anger, violence, hatred, disgust, and tyranny that this cop shows. Check this out. Wait till you see how horrible this cop is. Watch.
Hey, nice shots, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. You got a name badge on there?
Of course, he puts his information on the screen. He's not encouraging you to phone bomb, though. No.
M612. Awesome.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Yeah. I'm just going to follow you guys in.
He questions me if it's a
this is
public area,
public
which it
building.
is.
Is this
Okay.
one a public area?
Yeah, of course it is. See right here? It's for service. There's a sign right down there that says restricted.
Now, wait. Here he is. Here's the cop the guy called a tyrant. Now, wait. Watch this. This is where he gets into his horrible tyranny. Check this out. Watch what he does.
Yeah. That I will not go past.
That's perfect.
Can I get your name, badge officer?
Can you believe that? Can you believe that cop actually had the audacity to do something so horrible and evil? Oh my God, what a tyrant. I think I'm going to cry at the tyranny. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I might barf. Look at him standing there being all tyrannical and everything.
Yeah,
not
that's about right where you
doing
are,
anything.
which is completely legal.
Okay.
Yeah. You got a badge number and name?
Oh, again, putting their info on the screen.
Fitzgibbons. You got a badge number?
We don't have badge numbers.
ID number?
610.
610.
He's looking at me like she wants to go hands on. Oh yeah, because you're a mind reader now too.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Oh,
asked the
can you
question,
believe
yeah.
that tyranny, evil, horrible?
So, yeah,
Look at
there's a
him.
sign
Look
right
at
there,
him.
which I obviously can read.
Whoa! Look at that. He walked. What a tyrant. What a
see
horrible,
a
evil
sign on here,
tyrant. He actually walked a few feet.
I'm not going to push it. You know?
The audacity.
I don't know if it's publicly accessible. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, well, it isn't.
This area is only, again.
Which is
the
fine.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm not going to go into any restricted areas, obviously, but I do have a right to document my.
Blah, 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 blah.
What is it? Your name was?
Oh, it's right here.
Ha ha. Okay, and this is in case you guys aren't catching it. He put that little right here thing on the bottom of the screen because that's what he's wearing on his shirt. So, because when you ask a cop his name and he says it's right here and points to it, that's what he's doing, but he's wearing that sign right here. What's your name? Right here. And then he points to right here on his chest. How is this not purposely going out of your way to elicit a reaction? Pre-planning to print that out and put it on your, come on. Oh.
I like that. Excuse me.
Oh, go ahead.
Torture cuffs, yeah. Okay. See? Look at that tyrant standing there.
3 officers, huh, for a protected activity.
No, 3
Wow.
officers for a suspicious
You guys might
douchebag that
wanna
won't
look
cooperate
into
or
your
answer
funding.
questions.
So, again, it's because an alarm came in.
Yeah.
A panic alarm came in.
I understand.
Because if there was someone there in a gun, you would only want one officer to show up unarmed, right?
You guys all patrol or
With
wanna go
Velcro
outside?
handcuffs.
We are all patrol.
Okay.
What's up, Susie?
Yeah,
Aw,
I don't see
thank
any
you.
signs here for a restricted area. So I was just kind of looking around for it, and then she flipped out and started blocking me from recording in a public building. So she figured she hit the alarm.
Yeah, that's the reason why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a camera, it's so dangerous, you know, these days. This
No,
day,
again,
this day and age, you know.
Again,
Okay. Hold on. Let's go back for a minute. Let's go back. You guys have been watching this with me, right? So the cops were called for a camera because cameras are dangerous. That's why those girls push the panic button, because they think cameras are dangerous. That's what we, or at least his subscribers, are supposed to believe, right? That's what happened. I thought that he was creeping around, sticking his camera into windows, filming women through the windows like a peeping Tom. And when they asked him what was going on and he refused to answer, doesn't that make it even more suspicious, even more creepy? And now he's freaking out because 3 cops came when they pushed the panic button. If I was getting robbed and I pushed the panic button and only 1 cop showed up, I'd be really pissed that they only sent 1. So this guy complaining that they sent 3 because I have a camera. No, that's not why. The panic button went off. They don't know why. You guys could be hostages. And those cops because the panic button was hit, showing up would be saving lives. But you don't care about that. You only care about your narrative and your story, which is that they're trying to arrest me because I own a camera phone. Where? Little lying piece of human garbage, trash, shit, ass, bung, hole, face, mother, puss bucket.
so it came in as a panic alarm.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we came here.
Yeah, they're gonna learn today though. that
Oh, yeah,
it's
and then
nothing
you-
to panic about.
Yeah,
It's like a First Amendment
they're going to learn that you're an asshole.
Like that. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe it's a First Amendment audit. I don't know.
not a huge deal.
Well, it seems like it with them.
You're
But
making
like I
it.
said, they're gonna learn today.
They're going to learn that you're
What
an
was it, Jeff?
asshole. I said that
Yeah,
already.
Jeff, you got a business card, Jeff? Because I'm gonna need that.
Seriously.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
follow
he's
you
going
up
to
there.
put it
I'll
on the
go through
screen
all
so
that.
we could phone bomb him too, right?
You should probably go in here and listen and inform your staff of what I'm doing. It's completely legal. and then you could educate everybody in the building.
I don't
about my
remember.
rights.
Did any of you guys
So
hear
this
anyone
doesn't
say
happen
that what
again.
he was doing was illegal?
This is completely waste of tax money right here.
No, you're the wasting of the tax money by going out of your way to elicit a reaction so that the cops would get called. That's your whole purpose. That's your stated purpose. It has been from day one for all of you guys. I hate when they throw that wasting taxpayer money thing out there because you're the one wasting the
You guys have
taxpayer money
business
by
cards?
doing this.
They give you them more.
Oh, look, there's the tyrant. Look at him engaging in such horrible tyranny. Guy went out of his way to call this dude a tyrant because
Before
how
you leave,
dare
do
he?
you have a call number? Or would you
Oh,
be able to get
the
it from dispatch so I
torture.
could pull some records?
The evil tyranny. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare he stand. His job is to bow and lick this guy's toes.
Am I in your way? Or?
No. You willing to tell me your name?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, see, there he goes again with the smart ass shit.
Yeah, I don't answer questions, man.
See?
I wasn't being entertained.
Got him again. Oh, I got him. Punk. You're a punk, kid. Not you.
You don't have a problem with that,
The
right?
dude holding the camera's a punk.
It's up to you.
I know it
Gave
is.
you mine, but
Well, you're a public official.
Yeah,
Well,
so
public
shut the hell
information.
up. You're not getting arrested.
I
Go
understand.
home.
perfectly within my to ask.
Oh, yeah, of course you can ask, but when you
Right.
step over the line of ordering, which you're not doing.
Right,
yeah,
so shut up.
That's where it becomes a problem. So
I think he understands now. Boy, I sure showed him. That tyrant, he knows better
not much
now.
crime out there, huh?
Not much crime. There probably
3 officers
is.
for a camera.
I'm sure there is.
It's not for a
Well, you
camera.
guys are wasting your time here right now.
Making up
It only takes one
false
officer to
narrative.
inform everybody of what I'm doing, then they can leave.
We'll be along soon.
Yeah.
I got another-
We'll look into the funding for you guys at this point.
Yeah, we'll look into your stupidity right now.
Like I said, there was just a panic alarm.
Yeah.
Responded with 3 people.
Yeah.
Again, yes, we do.
Oh, Mike's in here. What's up?
I'm sure
I
you
didn't
do,
even
man.
see
I wish you
ya.
were
How
out there
doing,
doing
buddy?
it, you know?
Typing, yeah, I was typing up cases.
Were you? Nice.
Probably in your private parking lot. See, he has to throw that. That's an assumption. He
Yeah,
doesn't
just
know what
probably
he's
put a
talking
sign on
about.
that door also, along with,
Yeah, if they did, you would say the
At least
signs
then,
are don't trump the Constitution, a standard line. So
people like myself.
a sign
will
wouldn't make a
know.
difference.
I mean, I obviously knew not to go by there, but
Sure.
yeah.
Sure they'll appreciate the
Education.
check-in.
The
today.
stupidity.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do, man. I educate.
No, you don't. You annoy and you
Officer.
bait.
Can I get your name, badge number, sir? Before you leave?
There he goes,
Frankie.
putting their information on the screen again.
M614. Awesome.
But he didn't do
We
that
all
to
set here,
encourage
fellas?
people to phone bomb.
All right, you
Nope.
informed everybody about my rights?
Are you all set?
You informed everybody about my rights?
Nobody said you didn't have a
Awesome.
right to film
All right,
ever
guys.
at any
Have a
point.
good day.
The one
Hey,
lady
call
asked you
number?
nicely
Get a
not
call
to
number?
film her. That's it.
And you get a business card? Yeah. Awesome. He's running away. I don't know why he's running away, man. I'm not done with you guys yet.
I'm not done with you guys. The only scene that was caused here was from the staff.
Awesome.
Creeping around, putting your phone in windows.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's right on.
Mirror.
Well, since you're writing it down, I'll give you your card. There you go.
Poker
Awesome.
night.
Awesome. Look at that. Professional, guys. Awesome. Jeff, thank you. I'll be back in to continue my tour.
Looks like you want
You
the
too, man. Be
cops to
safe,
lick
guys. I
your
appreciate it.
boots. Yeah, he's not done with them, but they're done with him.
And that's how you do it, guys.
How you do what? Act like an idiot? And you're so proud of it. Look at this. I displayed my stupidity to the whole world on YouTube.
Dismissed.
Isn't that great? Oh, as they're already leaving. Okay, you guys are dismissed. Pretending he has power. Building a more of a false
And
narrative.
that's how you do it, guys.
Oh. These
Quick
guys
and
are
easy.
so
In and out.
horrible and annoying. Yeah. Okay. More dead air. And I love that tactic of telling them they're dismissed as they're leaving to make it sound like they're leaving because you told them to. Yeah, they feel like they're the masters. I've heard some of them refer to cops as slaves. You're my slave because I pay your salary. You do what I say. These guys are so completely full of it. It's yeah, I get so mad.
Springfield, Vermont PD.
Yeah, they did a good job. Too bad you wasted their time. They could have been out there getting real criminals.
With the drive of shame.
The drive of shame. Yeah, they're so ashamed that they investigated an alarm.
Let's go back in.
How dare they? Oh, let's go back in. That's beautiful.
There's a manager planning a personal selections.
He's still got the police monitor on, of course. Of course. And now, since the cops already came, he thinks he owns the joint.
Hi, are you in the select board?
No.
You're not. Are the select board members anybody here? Really? Then I feel like every time I go to a town hall, they're never around. Not just here, just anywhere.
Oh, well, because they don't typically work for the town hall, they work in the town.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't understand anything.
You
Don't
don't.
lie.
Hey, so I just quick question. I mean, what the hell happened downstairs?
I don't know. I wasn't down when it happened.
No, I understand that, but I mean, from
Well,
what?
then why'd you ask? I mean,
Well, because I'm sure that they told you what transpired, but
they said they thought you were trying to get past the dump.
they thought I was. Yeah, but I informed them that I saw the sign. I wasn't going to do that.
They thought you were trying to. That's all.
So they hit a panic alarm for the police to come because I'm filming and
No.
No, they felt
trying to
uncomfortable. They felt uncomfortable.
False
they felt
narrative.
uncomfortable. So they called the
The feelings police.
now? Or the law enforcement?
I called it.
That makes no sense. It's a complete waste of time to call the police for somebody
Where
who's
you
filming
try
in
to
a
get the
public
cops
building.
called on you on purpose because that's
I
your
mean,
goal,
I didn't go by the.
right?
They didn't know that.
They didn't know I was not
Right, because
going
you wouldn't
into a
answer
restricted area,
questions.
'cause it's only an issue.
I
if
won't answer
actually
any
did.
questions. That's
No,
what you
they thought
said.
you were trying.
That's when they should hit the alarm. Is if somebody was trying to. That would be
They thought you were
considered
trying to.
trespassing.
Right, they thought you were trying.
So they called the police because they thought I was. Oh,
I
okay.
clearly
That
told the
makes no
janitor that I
sense.
wasn't, and I saw the
Did you
sign.
educate your staff in the building about me recording?
No, they said the police spoke to them.
Yeah.
I know, but it's your job as a town manager to
It's
go.
not- no, look at my job description.
Look at your.
Look at my
your job.
job.
Are you?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Authority and duties in particular. The manager shall be charged with full authority to be responsible for the following: to organize, reorganize. Oh, he highlighted this, but kept it at the bottom so no one could read it. Right? To direct and supervise the administration of all departments. In other words, you better make sure that your janitors are well aware never to ask someone to please not film them. How dare someone who works for you say to someone with a camera, will you please don't film me? That's the most horrible thing a human being could say.
Are you appointed by the select board?
I am.
Okay, so this is your building, right? This is you.
Who
you
appointed
control
you,
this building,
asshole?
right? So you should educate. I'm asking you, okay,
I will.
to go
That's
educate
fine.
your staff so this doesn't happen again.
That's fine. I will.
Because you're wasting resources by hitting a.
No,
No,
panic
you're
alarm.
wasting resources by showing up there. And
I know, but I'm still talking though.
nobody wants to
I
hear
wasn't
your
looking
mouth.
for an answer back yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to control
So
the
I
conversation. You
just
have to
don't
control
see
everything
why-
so that you can build your narrative, your false
If you
narrative.
did that, okay, what that's
doesn't
gonna
match your
do is
content.
that's gonna stop somebody from hitting a panic alarm for somebody who's just recording in a building, not trying to go into a restricted area. Now, if they're
They said
trying,
they thought you were trying.
dot is one thing, doing is another, okay? I didn't go over that threshold because I saw the sign, okay? But until then, they should not be wasting resources for the police department, 3 officers to come out here when there's crime out there, okay? I'm sure their funds are pretty high and I'm gonna be looking into it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's just a complete waste of time. And we're not gonna stand for that. It's ridiculous.
Who
Hitting
are
a panic
we?
alarm for somebody
Bunch of
recording,
idiots?
not going into a restricted area is ridiculous.
Again and again and again. And I know some of you just joined. So it's and Zebra, it's NC, NH, whatever, and press NH now. So what happened for people who joined us into this already? So he walks in there and walks up to a closed door that has like one of those little, you know, sometimes those doors in the businesses, you can even see in the background in this part, like the doors that have the little window in the door. And he puts his camera up to the window and he's filming these women in the office looking all creepy and weird. And then he turns down the hall towards the entrance that's for employees only. So yes, he did not cross the threshold into the employees only area. But as he turned the corner, the janitor came walking out and she's like, "Hey, what you doing?" He's like, "You can see what I'm doing." "Oh, why?" "Well, because I don't answer questions." "Oh, well, can you please not film me?" Oh, and he's freaking out because how dare they have the audacity to ask him not to film. And then this guy's been creeping around, sticking his camera into windows, watching women, talking to women, refusing to answer questions to women. So they got scared and they hit the panic button. And now, what's the picture that he's painting? "I was just walking. I pulled out my camera. They saw my camera and immediately called the cops." That's not what happened at all. Nobody cares that you're recording. Nobody asked you to stop recording. One person one time said, "Can you please not film me?" Well, we all know that from frauditors, that's the worst thing a human could ever possibly say. And then when the cops finally did show up, again, for those of you who came here after that, when the cops finally did show up, the first thing he did was he put text on the screen saying, "Wait till you see what this tyrant does." And then the cop, he says, "What's your name and badge number?" while the cop's walking away, and the cop keeps walking. That was his big tyrannical moment. That's it. And then afterwards, he turned around and gave him his name and badge number on his business card. What a tyrant. How evil. Hitler ain't got nothing on this guy. He stood there. Oh, such tyranny.
So I think you need to inform your staff, which I hope you do, and I'll be doing a follow-up pretty soon.
Yeah, because you're an
making sure
asshole.
that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Jeff.
Have a good weekend.
You too. All right, you too. Thank you. Due the phone calls and emails.
All right, everyone. So
Wait
that's
a
going to
minute.
conclude our visit over here
Wait a
in
minute.
the town of Springfield, Vermont.
Oh my God.
At the
Hold on.
municipal building, town office.
Okay, wait a minute. I didn't watch all the way to the end before we went live. I didn't realize that. Talk about proving me right. And I didn't even know it. The whole time, every person he interacted with, he should. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much for the super chat. Cheers to you as well, buddy. So I got my, all right. It's not Burger King, it's a Burger King cup, but yummy. All right. Anyway, every time, this whole video, everyone that he's been dealing with, the cops, everybody that he dealt with within that video, he posted a picture of their business card with their phone number and everything, right? And what did I say? Every time, what did I say? I'm like, you watch, this guy's just doing this to try and encourage his fans to phone bomb these people. And what was the last thing he said at the very end? "I hope you guys enjoy all the phone calls you're going to get now." That isn't a threat? Come on now. Come on. You're not pulling the wool over our eyes. We see. Anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today, but it looks like a lot of you guys came in after I started. Was there anything maybe I should go back over, or any other things any of you guys want to talk about specifically? I'm looking at the chat here. Let's see. Someone needs to take him out behind the barn for a little talk. Yeah, make him pick his own switch, right? And better be thick enough. These frauditors have a need to feel important and in charge. Well, that's the whole thing with the name and badge number. They always paint the picture like, well, it's your policy to. Well, first of all, I thought you guys don't believe in policies. You only believe in federal law. But on top of that, it's a control issue. They want to control the conversation. That's why they start every conversation. Thank you, Susie. Where's the chili trifle? I got it in the other room. I could go grab it. But it's a control thing. It's like when legalized drugs, now Long Island frauditor watch or whatever, when he went legit and he had that interview with Kick, and he was talking about how for a lot of these guys, it really isn't even about the money. It's just about having a power trip. being able to talk back to the cops and be sarcastic douchebags, they get off on it. It's a power trip thing. That's why the conversation always starts with name and badge number. They're immediately taking control of the conversation. The cop's not going to control the conversation. I am. I'm going to control the flow of the entire interaction and purposely go out of my way to make sure it's a negative interaction so that I can make the cops look bad on purpose. Let's see. Maybe public property, but it's not the public's property. Public accessible does not mean publicly owned. And that's the other thing too. There's like a difference between a publicly accessible area, like for example, these guys that are going around nowadays doing all these audits on private businesses, right? Well, you guys are open to the public, therefore it's a public place. There's a difference between a public place and a traditional public forum. These things all have different definitions, and they kind of mush mash it all together into, well, if it's open to the public, then I could come in here and do whatever I want. It's like, if that was true, then why not just go in there and grab a TV and walk out? It's a public place. I'm with the public. But you didn't pay for it, but you stole it. Well, so what? It's a public place. I do what I want in public, so it's mine now. Like, that's not what they're saying, but that's the logical end to their illogical arguments. These guys are so full of shit, and their fans eat it up. Their fans eat it up. That's why I started this whole thing out talking about delete laws today, going around pushing his narrative to all these people and constantly putting his 2 cents in and coaching these people on what to say to make the cops look as bad as possible. It's a freaking nightmare. And he's getting his fans are throwing money at him. They're praising him, saying, there were people in his chat saying, you're doing God's work, Chili. Never give up. Never give up. By harassing people, coaching people, and trying to scam money out of people? That's what it's about? That's what we're here for? Give me a break, man. These guys are so full of it, it hurts. Oh. Anyway, let me see if I could find that one I was talking about earlier. That was Familia covered that one, right? Let's see. Oh, yeah, that was his video I was talking about. Let's see. I just want to get to the good bit at the end. Well, here I'll go a little bit into it and then I'll start it here. And listen to the people in the background, the customers.
Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4 officers here. 252, 261.
Trump supporters? Is that what they call them?
Yeah, yeah. I don't give a shit about politics, man. This isn't about politics.
You don't give a shit about people either, or you wouldn't.
Okay, then use them. Use them. Yeah. Use them.
She is using her rights to talk.
Use it.
She is. She's talking.
Yeah. Freedom of press.
Thank you, Green Mile.
That's your feelings. Those are your feelings, not law. Those
Right,
are your
and she's
feelings, not
using
law.
her First Amendment right to express them.
Those are your feelings.
Which you supposedly stand up for the First Amendment.
You're wasting your breath. Talk to them. They're the ones stopping you.
Well, obviously you do, because there's 4 cops.
Problem time, once again, why we have so many people here. How many people are here? How many people are you guys here? Just the 2 of you versus how many other people are obviously upset, right?
Yeah, but that's not my problem.
Right, but if something
It's not my problem, except I'm causing it.
Here to protect you, just like it is the job.
Oh, you would. You would. That's nice to hear. That's really nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
What's going on?
Oh, just exercising our rights.
They're getting closer.
Okay.
Do you have any business that you need to conduct at the Secretary of State?
I don't answer questions.
I don't answer questions. That's new.
You have no business to conduct.
I didn't say that. I said I don't answer questions.
Since you're not conducting any business, I'm asking you to leave.
Under threat of arrest.
Correct. If you don't leave.
Yeah.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
Sergeant Meyer 1162.
Sergeant Meyer 1162.
That's correct.
What
Okay.
did you say?
He said he's gonna arrest us if we don't leave this public place. Did you know this is a public building protected by the U.S. Constitution, right? You know you're enforcing feelings and not law, correct?
Okay, wait a minute.
All right, guys.
I want to get to
this
the.
crap. So
This is.
I can.
You should
they're
check
not
out
happy with
Familia
the
if
sign-
you don't watch him. He's
The-
great.
How many of you guys think
Wait,
that
let's
this
get to
knucklehead is
the-
going to get away?
For me, you work for me.
Are you going to leave the premises?
You work for me. Answer my questions, and then
You're
I'll
under
leave.
arrest.
Let's just watch,
I
watch,
said
watch.
I
Listen,
said
listen.
I'm gonna leave.
You're under arrest.
For what? For what? Hey, let me put this down.
Hear the crowd? I love that. That's beautiful.
Are you back? Well, people have a right to resist illegal arrest. Okay.
Well, you can sort that out in court, sir. You were asked.
See, that's because somebody asked earlier about that. Like, well, I wonder what would happen if a bunch of people were behind. And sure enough, there's your answer. They'd clap and cheer and be happy. All right, let's see. I missed the super chat there. A lot of guys are 5 feet with felony record thinking that they're a bunch of badasses. Yeah, these are just a bunch of little punks that think that they're tough because they can talk back to a cop. Oh, well, the First Amendment gives me the right to say whatever I want. Okay, so that makes it okay to go around harassing people and baiting cops and purposely going out of your way to get the cops called to cause a negative police interaction. That's their stated goal. You know, you listen to the supposed good ones like Amagansett Press, right? He always says that. Like, we're looking for a natural reaction. We want the police to get called so that when they arrive, we'll see how they act about us recording. So your stated goal is to get the cops called. And then when the cops show up, why you wasted your resources coming to me? You wanted them to get called. That's your whole purpose. These guys are such insane douche hammers. Flooding the phone lines. Yes. And like I said in that last video where he kept showing all of the business cards with the phone numbers of everyone he interacted with. And at the end goes, I hope you guys like all the phone calls you're going to get. Oh, man. I'm sure he would give you a pug for a pet. Oh, see, I missed something in the chat. Now I'm like, wait, what? Oh. Okay, so Green Mile, I really appreciate it. That's all good. But the Steelers, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just switching. I'm a Bears guy, so whatever. Pugs are gassy. It can't be more gassy than Glen Serio, right? I don't think anything is. Oh, man. Let's see. What else we got going on in the chat? You're free to say anything you want. You're not always free from consequences, though. Yes. And this is big. I mean, it's such a huge part of what they do, talking about First Amendment this, First Amendment that. That last clip I just showed, I think, is a perfect example, right? That lady is talking to them, right? Which is expressing her First Amendment right. And they're like, well, if you believe in the First Amendment, why don't you express it, lady? Why don't you express it? Her speaking to you is her expressing it. Like, every auditor is a poster child for a prophylactic. Yeah, right? Oh, my goodness. Glenn ate a pug. I wouldn't put it past him. They've been tricked into using our own words against us. They need to rewrite the Constitution. Oh, man. So much of what these guys do is so, I mean, excuse me, some of it's embarrassing to me. You know, like I was telling, I mean, nobody paid attention to me because they thought I was just a troll, and I kind of was trolling, but I was in Chili's live stream in his chat, and I was talking crap, and I was saying, you know, basically, like, I was handling it like as if the example that I came up with in my head that I like to use was, wait, why do people get upset with these lowlives? After all, America must be the only country in the universe that's proud to say that stalking, harassing, and bullying is legal. So why complain? Yeah. Okay, so Kate, that brings me back to a point that I love to make. And sometimes I feel repetitive, but at the same time, these guys always make the same arguments over and over and over again. So I have to say the same things to knock them down over and over and over again. When these guys are going around and they're doing what they're doing, one of the things that makes me so crazy is, and this is what I was saying, I told Chili, or I said, I don't think he even saw it or cared. Like I said, to nobody in the chat, they were all ignoring me. I figured I was just a troll, but I was saying, like, if it's that bad here that we need you guys to do this, which is their argument, how are they able to do it? Like, if I'm watching a video of a frauditor doing what the frauditors do, right? One, they filmed it. The fact that that footage exists at all proves that nobody's violating their right to film, or the footage wouldn't exist. Two, the fact that they do talk to the cops the way they do, and the people, the employees, the way they do. And the video still exists with them saying that on the video published, proves that their First Amendment right to speak is not being infringed. Like, how can you film a cop doing the walk of shame if he violated your rights? How are you able to physically be capable of filming him walking away if he violated your rights by making you stop filming? How could the video that you're complaining about your rights being violated even exist? If they were violated, the video wouldn't exist. It would have been destroyed. You would have been beat up. It'd be over. 808 State. Akira comes. $4.99 super chat. Thank you. What the frauditors realize is that although you have constitutional rights, they are not absolute. I think maybe what you meant to say was what the frauditors don't realize. But yes, that's true. Getting them their monetized, getting them demonetized, getting their attention. It's all about the money. Yeah, I mean, especially with delete laws. He's such a con man, and he's got his fans so completely brainwashed. It's embarrassing watching that guy. And the way he's been going around, like I said, for anyone who doesn't know, today, he spent the whole day live streaming him interviewing quote unquote victims of police brutality. And the whole time that they're trying to tell their stories, he keeps coaching them on what to say and how to say it and misinterpreting what they're saying. I used the example earlier. There's a guy who said, I got pulled over by a cop, and then he walked up to my car with his gun in his hand. And Chili immediately says, how long was the cop holding the gun to your head? The guy says, I got pulled over. The cop was walking up to my car and he had his gun in his hand. And then Chili says, well, how long was the officer holding the gun to your head? He's twisting the narrative. And then later on in the interview, it's like, oh, well, it was a taser. But at that point, it doesn't matter. Chili's fans hear his version of the story. They hear him throwing his little bits and pieces of false narrative in there, and it builds this idea that these big, horrible, evil things are happening to people. And here's another reason why I get so upset with it. Because they all like to say, oh, well, you're just bootlickers and you just support the cops no matter what they do. But here's the thing. This sort of thing also downplays cops that actually are bad by painting this broad picture that all these horrible things are happening that are not constantly, and filing all, oh, what is this? Can one of the mods get rid of this shit, please? Come on, I know I got plenty of mods in here. Let's go. Will you boot this porn bomber or whatever the hell this garbage is? I guess I got to do it myself. Block. Come on, guys. What's the point of me having 187 mods if nobody gets kicked out when they're porn bombing? Let's see. That was annoying. Yep, spam, stranger danger. Ooh, hot girls and boys. Yep. All right, guys. I got rid of that one. Anyway, and I apologize to my mods. I didn't mean to come down on you guys. I was there's the delay between what I'm seeing on the StreamYard and then what's going on actual YouTube. And I didn't realize that it was that you guys weren't seeing it yet. But anyway, yeah, chill. Okay, so if anyone wanted to get into, yeah, that's true. There haven't been a lot of them. But because Mr. Pieds was saying, I think Chili was picked on as a child. I'm sure he was. It's okay. Can make. Wait, you're not I don't have you on here. I thought I did. You're my girl. Let me hook you up right here. Boom. There you go. Yeah, I know you legit. Anyone who's got those colored ponytails and feed squirrels has got to be a good person deep down inside. All right, let's see what else we got. It's like a school play, and he talk about trying out for seals and all that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, the chili thing. So at this point, so much of what he says is a lie. I don't even know what to believe anymore. But what he says is that he was sexually abused during an arrest. But when he describes it, what he's talking about sounds a lot like a pretty standard strip search. I don't know what happened. I don't know that the cops in that particular case didn't, go over the line or do something that they should be in prison for. I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I do know is that when all you do is lie and you've been arrested 20 times and you constantly try to scam people and con people out of money, it makes it really difficult to believe your version of any event. Let's see, what's Tone's got to say? The true way to audit the First Amendment: publish articles, public debate forums, peaceful protests, write your representatives, ask for reform, see if the government comes and arrests you. Yes, that's exactly, yes. This is why a while ago, I don't know if y'all have all seen it, but I made a video where I was talking about the First Amendment. And at the end, I showed a clip from, I didn't show a clip. I showed the whole thing, the I Have a Dream speech from Martin Luther King Jr. And the purpose of putting that speech in there, the point I was trying to make is, at that time, if you know your history, you know that a lot of people did not want him to give that speech. There were protests. There were big major fights against it. But he was able to make that speech. You know why? Because the First Amendment allowed it. And ultimately, no matter how much people complained about it and wanted to stop him, the First Amendment gave him the right to do it, and he did it the right way. Could you imagine if he would have just walked into some town in Georgia and just started saying that, or Mississippi at the time, or whatever? I mean, come on. There's a proper way to do things. And the reason why the First Amendment is important is because it allows things like that. So, yes, that also means that it allows, hey, fuck you, you stupid pig, or whatever the hell these idiots are talking about. But they make it sound like the injustice of their rights being taken away by these horrible pigs in the government and all that. And like I said, if did you see that what Chile did to that memorial on the Leland Miller. So what happened was there was a cop who died in a car accident, and they put up a memorial for him, and they put the cop flag, the blue line flag, which he calls a terrorist flag, which of course it isn't. And in fact, Blue did a pretty good video today talking about delete laws and his blue line flag nonsense and how it's just nonsense. But he goes and he rips the flag down. And then he goes back there when they put it back up because they saw somebody tore down the memorial for a dead guy. Well, it was a terrorist flag. No, it wasn't. But, and then he goes, and he did it again. Like, this dude he's out of control, man. He's going crazy with this. Like I said, he was live streaming today all day. For all I know, he's still doing it right now. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. Let me look real quick and see where he's at, because he's such a douche. I wouldn't put it past him to still be on. He was getting some big donations too, which was scary. Let's see, delete laws. No, he's not on like right at this moment, but good. I'm glad. See, how many people did he interview? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and I just looking at his thing, I realized I forgot about this. So he's telling this big story now about this cop whose father was a drug dealer, and he could prove it. Like, if the dude's dad was a drug dealer, even if that is true, what does that have to do with him? What does that have to do with him? Because he didn't throw his dad in jail? Like, I don't get it. His arguments are so insane. And if you really, like, if you actually seriously tried to break down Chili's arguments, he constantly brings up these things that happened, like, well, did you know that 150 years ago, a racist guy helped pass this bill? See, all cops are evil. Oh, and did you also know that 250 years ago in Europe, somebody who was really mean did something bad? See, all cops are evil. There's your proof right there. He brings up completely unrelated things, absolute not, and okay. You know what I'll give Chili credit for? You know what I'll give him credit for? He's written his own script. There's the sovereign citizen script, there's the frauditor script, this and that, but he has his own script, right? He has the torture cuffs. This guy is trying really hard to create his own thing to make his own money and make some big bucks. Now, let's see. I've always said that if a frauditor comes to audit a funeral in my family, like Silence Boy did, we'd be digging 2 graves. Yeah. Chili Small Willie. Put him in torture cuffs. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know, man. That guy is just such a tool on so many different levels. He's a scammer. He's a con man. And when I was watching him earlier today, and I was in his chat room, like, yes, like I said, I'll admit I did kind of troll a little bit, but that wasn't my goal. I wasn't trying to troll the guy. I felt like you see an ad for a seminar, money making seminar. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go check it out. Maybe they'll give me some tips on how to invest properly, and maybe he'll help explain something about, whatever, the stock market or, interest rates or something. And then you get there and it's somebody trying to sell you on a pyramid scheme. And then afterwards you see all these people in line waiting to buy his scheme and get in on it. And I'm sitting there, I'm feeling like, with the things I was saying in the chat in during his live stream, I felt like as if I was in that scenario, and I'm telling people in line, dude, this is a scam. Don't go buy his book. He's trying to rip you off, man. This is garbage. It's a pyramid scheme. It's nonsense. It's Chili in LA. I honestly know where his main base of operations is. He travels all over the country harassing people and doing this nonsense. I think right now he's in Texas. His big thing's been attacking Forney, Texas. So I think he's out of Texas, but I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. He's a douchebag, whatever. Hey, Dark Soul. But yeah, the dude, I don't know. Why are his lips white? Yeah, I don't know. And the glasses every 2 seconds. And the guy's, he gets so mad. And I actually kind of think it's funny, because he'll tell these stories that are lies and build this false narrative. and then get mad at what he's invented. Like he tells a story that's a lie and a false narrative, and then he gets angry about it and he starts tightening his lips and go, I can't believe these tyrants are getting away with pulling people over for not having driver's licenses. How dare they? Every time I'm a big alpha male and I'll take you out in a cage, but every time they put me in handcuffs, I cry. Me, Mr. Big Alpha, cries. That proves how much torture handcuffs are. And did you know? Oh, yeah, he told the sheriff today that, did you know that handcuffs were invented to torture black people? That's why they exist? Yeah? Did you know that? Really? Really? Like, whatever the specific history of, I just joined, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what I'm like. Well, Dark Soul, I'm actually just about to wrap it up. We were talking about delete laws, because he spent all day today bothering people. And basically what he was doing was he was interviewing people, asking them about their horrible interactions they've had with the cops. But as they were speaking, he would try and coach them on what to say and how to say it, which was a bunch of crap. And then we showed a couple videos. One was a follow-up on the last video I did on Direct D, where he was on the local news in Arizona, because of douchebags like him, they're trying to pass a law that says you have to stand 8 feet away from the cop. And they're furious fighting against getting that law passed. How dare you tell me I can't unless I'm 8 feet away. How dare you tell me I can't from 8 feet away. Like, come on. 8 feet is way insane civil rights violation, telling somebody to stand 8 feet away from an active investigation, which the last one he did that he was on the news for was a murder investigation. You can't ask a guy to step 8 feet back from an active shooter. That's too much. That's too much. Yeah, Chili and his torture cuffs. That's the other thing I was talking about, was how Chili has like written his own script now. He isn't even following the Sovereign Citizen script anymore, or the Frauditor script anymore. He's writing his own script. He's got the torture cuffs. He's got the dungeons. He's got the kidnapping. And that's like what I was saying. He's talking to these people and, oh, so tell me your story, sir. Oh, well, when I got pulled over, you mean kidnapped? Yeah. And when he put me in cuffs, you mean torture cuffs? Yeah, sure. Whatever, buddy. Yeah. Lies. That was a very badly veiled impersonation of Josh Lanto in his live at the beginning of all of his videos. That guy's another tool and a half too. If it was 2 feet more than what frauditors always quote. Oh yeah, 8, 7, 6 feet. Yeah, him and his Velcro cuffs, Velcro handcuffs. Those are gonna stop people, especially violent people, right? Torture cuffs and Velcro cuffs to replace them. And my whole theory on the Velcro cuffs thing is that that's just him trying to sell his patented Velcro handcuffs. What a coincidence that he owns the patent on Velcro handcuffs. And he's pushing for them so hard all over the country. What a coincidence that he's the one that gets paid if it actually happens. Oh, what a tool. Handcuff shackles have been in existence in one way. That's exactly my point. Like, if he's trying to make it sound like if you look at the history of a specific type of handcuff, it may have been used for a certain thing or whatever. But yeah, shackles have been around for centuries. And that's basically what they evolved into handcuffs. Like, that's just, he has no basic understanding, or he does, and he's just assuming that his fans don't. And it's working. He's pulling the wool over their eyes, and they're falling for it. They believe it. It's ridiculous how many people follow this guy. Okay. I wouldn't call Josh Lanto a tool. That would imply he's useful for something. I think tools don't deserve that comparison. Yes. Okay. You're right. That guy isn't even a tool. He's worse than that. Oh, man. Let's see. Friday in the country is going to pick up an 8-foot law that refused to ever back away more than 8 feet. Every county. I see what you're saying. no, wait, every Friday in the country is going to pick up on that 8-foot law and refuse to ever back away more than 8 feet. I don't know. I don't, it's, I don't understand how, well, here, let me go back, because the whole 8-foot law thing for me wasn't even a question of whether 8 feet is a reasonable distance or not. It's the point that if it wasn't for these guys doing what they do, that law wouldn't even be on the table. Oh, Johnny Bravo, thank you for the $2. All right, Johnny Bravo. So are you Brady Bunch Johnny Bravo or cartoon Elvis guy Johnny Bravo? Then they'll say 8 feet isn't a law, it's a policy. Of course they will. What's up, Freckles? How you doing? Yeah, looks like everything's starting to pick up again. But yeah, the 8-foot law, like I said, and again, I see there's a lot of people have been recently in here. So for those of you who just came in, what we're talking about at the moment is that in Arizona, they're trying to pass a law that would say that you can't film the police from closer than 8 feet away from the cop. And, the argument, of course, is that, well, you could still film them from 8 feet away, so nobody's asking you not to film. And their argument is, oh, no, that's a violation of my rights to film. They say 15 feet. Well, whatever it is, but 30 feet, Dark Soul says. But ultimately, my whole point is and was that, once again, none of this would even be on the table if these idiots weren't doing this. If people were trying to pass laws like that, and then these guys came out to fight against it, I could kind of see that. I still wouldn't agree with it, but I could kind of get it. But no, these laws are on the table because these guys are doing that. They're trying to say that they're supporting our rights, but what they're doing, if our rights do get taken away, is going to be because of what they're doing, not in spite of it. Oh, man. One-armed frauditor. Let's see. Tennessee is trying to do women's rights. Well, you mean Tennessee didn't have women's rights before? It's something new. That's like, when was it that Mississippi officially made slavery illegal? Wasn't that just like in the 1990s or something that they officially did it? Oh, man. Let's see. He talks like he invented the things. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know, guys. Anyway, I wanted to get that stuff off my chest. I did. I want to thank you all for coming out and joining me. But let's see. I think he's got the script down pat, doesn't he? What a douche canoe. Yes, I love douche canoe. That's a great one. 95. That's when it was. Yeah. That's what are you gonna do? We're still catching up on a lot of things that we're behind on. And again, I'm not going to say the system's perfect. I'm not going to say the system's perfect. I'm not going to say the cops are perfect. The justice system's perfect. None of it's perfect. But I also, again, one of the many, many, many reasons why I'm against this whole movement is because doing what they're doing is taking the focus away from the things that actually are problems in the justice system. There are things that they can be fighting for that are actually an issue. Hey, Jane Doe, thank you. Saw Team Skeptic endorsing you the other day. And anyone that team supports has got to be a good guy and deserves a super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I don't know if you saw the video. He actually came on my channel the other day. We talked for over an hour. I reposted just the interview segment. It was like a 4-hour, the whole thing. But thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Yeah, I don't know. That's, a lot of stupid people doing a lot of stupid things. And there's okay, what I was saying, there's so much worth fighting for out there, so many issues that I can agree with them on, but that's not what they're going after. Like this whole thing when I was talking to, well, not on the air here, but in his comment section, I was talking to Broken System, Josh Lanto, whatever, BSBT, and we were having this discussion, and I was trying to explain to him like the let's see, how can I'm trying to remember exactly what I said because I don't want to misquote him, like whatever, I don't care, but I don't want to be unfair about it. What was it? I don't know. Anyway, the point was that these arguments that he's trying to make, this whole narrative, all these guys trying to build false narratives, that's their whole bread and butter. But he's trying to build this narrative like he has all of these rights and all these things that he's fighting for, and we on our side are just misinterpreting the law. And it's like, no, you are. Let's see, what did Dark Soul say? That reminds me of that hilarious skit that you did with the father talking to his son about the causes he fights for. Yes, yeah, that was, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that was the whole point of the skit. It's like, there's so many things in the world that are worth fighting for and doing something, and going around harassing people and shoving your camera in their face, that isn't going to help anybody. What if it's an Uber driver? Okay, I think I got a little lost in the chat here. What is he apologizing for? What did he do? Who? What? You're going to get educated and they're going to learn. I hate when they say that. Yes, Pam, that is another one. They always talk about how they're educating people, and they never educate anyone. And I love, there was one I did a while back. I think I covered it with Amagansett Press, saying like, if I took the time to explain to everybody why I was here and answer all their questions, I'd just be talking to these people all day. I wouldn't have time to do my thing. Well, I thought doing your thing was educating people. So wouldn't answering their questions and talking to them be educating them? Like, how could you not have time to do what you're claiming you're doing? Philo, super sticker for $1.99. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Not if Goat Boy is on Dr. Dave to apologize. It would be, you guys are talking about that whole situation. Yeah, I don't even, whatever. They don't know what they're covering. They don't know what they're talking about. You work for me. Yeah. And they always act like, because, all right. So let me explain something to them because I don't think they understand it. So when you pay your taxes, when I pay my taxes, when any of us pay our taxes, all of that tax money goes into a pool. Now, when a cop goes to cash his check, yes, the money does come out of that pool. But guess what? If you sue the cops and you actually win that lawsuit, guess where that money comes from to pay you off? The same pool. It's not a scam? Come on. You can do so many different things to actually make a difference in the world and make the world a better place. And standing around swearing at people and insulting people just because the First Amendment gives you the right to do that isn't actually helping or educating anyone. The only thing people are learning is that you're an asshole. Period. That's it. Amagansett Press, you're a jerk. Audit, you're a jerk. Right? Direct D, you're an asshole. Delete Laws, you're a prick. I mean, these guys are just jerks. And especially with Delete Laws cases, con men, scam artists. Either that or dudes who are butthurt because they got busted doing something. And look, and I'm not even going to come down on anybody on our side, right? But I mean, just on the air, they've said it. You know, the Team Skeptic has talked about bad interactions he's had with the cops. Vilified Freedom has talked about bad interactions he's had with the cops. But they didn't turn into this. They turned into anti that. Why? Well, here, let me clue you in on something. And again, I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm just pulling a random example out of the air, okay? Let's say you got a bag of cocaine in your pocket. You get pulled over. The cop finds the coke. Now, cops are evil and you're going to hate them forever. Like, you didn't realize that cocaine was illegal before you got pulled over? Like, come on. You did it. You got caught. Deal with it. Always talking about how we're betas and we're weak because we just licked the police boots or whatever. And what are you? What are you that you? I would think a man would be the one who says, hey, you know what? I did something wrong. I got busted. Now I'm going to take my beating like a man. That would be a man. Not the dude who cries about it for the rest of his life. I got busted once. These horrible cops. How dare they bust me for doing something wrong? All I did was break the law. Come on, grow up, you guys. And you guys created us. I hope you understand that. Oh, you guys are just trying to steal our content to make your own. I've been on here for what, almost 2 hours now. I've had 20 minutes of other content, and all the rest has been an hour and a half of me talking, which is absolutely original, new content. I'm not stealing anybody's anything. You guys created us by acting like idiots and seeing all of this going on in this scene, and the fact that it's growing, that really gets under my skin. The fact that your whole movement is growing just every day just makes me more and more like, it's like when you watch these guys. I don't know if any of you guys know what the hell is his name? He calls scam phone numbers and turns the scams around on them and tries to expose their scams and keep them on the phone for a while. There are a couple people who do it. It's the same kind of thing. Like, I almost feel like we're doing a public service here. I'm doing a public service here by exposing these idiots for the con men and the scam artists that they are. And hopefully someone somewhere who's maybe watching some of their videos, thinking about this, saying, hey, you know what, maybe I should get into this whole thing, will realize that it's the wrong route. It's the wrong way. You know, the broken system, right? Loves to point out the cases he's had that got dismissed. Delete laws. Loves to point out the cases they've had that get dismissed as proof that they're right. It's not proof that you're right. It's proof that the justice system doesn't have time to spend on morons. The judge isn't there to play games with an idiot. And we might have 20 people on the docket. And some of them might actually be like people that need something, like whether it's to be punished or maybe to get some kind of rehab, maybe to get some kind of help or something. Maybe the judge will be in a position to do something about it. But now he can't, because he has to spend half an hour listening to you ask him if he has subject matter jurisdiction. Kit Boyga, that's exactly who I was talking about. Thank you, Akira 808 State. And what's interesting about your name, Akira, is I don't even know if you know anything about this, but back in the 90s, I was a DJ. I used to DJ underground raves in Chicago. And one of the records I always used to play was an 808, and the sample was from the movie Akira. Akira comes, do not be afraid. It was awesome. Anyway, that was a banger. Let's see. 20 might be a light day in a good sized city. Okay, yeah, I got lost on that one. But yeah, Kit Boga is one of my favorites when he does the voices with the granny. Always trying to act like he's an old lady who's confused and doesn't know. Oh, 808 State because Hawaii. Okay, I was thinking of the 808 drum machine because nothing sounds quite like an 808 8 money making, money making, super disco breaking. I remember going to raves in Detroit back in the 90s. Yeah, you know what? That's funny because Leland, that's exactly the first thing I thought when I saw you. The first time I saw what you looked like, I'm like, yeah, she's one of the girls that I used to have jumping around back in the day, just that type. Let's see. Of course, counterfeit money is a crime, just AKA businesses that lose profits because of it. I play his vids to the scammers when they call. Yeah, that sounds fun. And then picking up a little bit of Indian, to use against them. Hindi. But I don't want to get into that because I only know the swear words. I used to have a buddy. I worked at a liquor store for years, and it was owned by a couple guys from India, and my manager was a guy from India, and we used to just chat all the time. And like, he was the Roland TR-808 is still being used today. Okay, so if you look at my the original music that I use on my videos is always stuff that I wrote, and my name, I always put song written by TR-573. That was my DJ name, TR-573. The TR was from the TR-808, and the 573 is like my birthday kind of a thing, but because I was born in 1973. But that's TR. That's exactly where I got that from. The TR-573 came from the TR-808, and it should still be used because it's got a unique tone, kind of like a Hammond B3 organ, right? There are electric keyboards that emulate the sound of a Hammond B3 organ, but only a Hammond B3 organ sounds like a Hammond B3 organ. There's just something about that tone, man. You can fake it, but it's not the same. It's not. Let's see. I got hooked on auditors. Yes. And that's it. Audit the audit, right? Audit the fraud. I would love to be, and I don't know how. I've actually been looking into it. What happened to my mouth? What? They're like, Elvis, something wrong with my lip. Yeah. I always thought it would be so awesome if I could find a way to figure out where. Son of Hezekiah, my son is in the chat. Say hi to my. Your name's not Jeff, but don't tell these people your real name. But hi, say hi to my son, everybody. I can't believe he actually showed up. They need to fraud it. The news studios. Your mom. Wait a minute. Is that somebody pretending to be my son? Tell me something only he would know. What did you ask me for last night? Just put in the chat what you asked me to buy you last night, if you're really my son, and not somebody who's pretending to be. That would be bad. I subscribed to your channel because of the late Schrodinger's cat. Yes, he helped this channel out so much. I probably would literally not be sitting here talking to you guys right now if it wasn't for him. Notice how Son of Hezekiah seems to have disappeared. Oh, wait, there we go. Hey! Okay, all right. So now what was that your mom thing about then, dude? What are you doing to me here? No, it does look like it's legitimately him, because that is what he asked me for last night. Well, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. I'm definitely going to lay back on the language now that he's in the room. Yeah, right now he's in Wisconsin and I'm in Florida. So that's awesome that he showed up here to say hi to his old man. How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Schrodinger was the one that started them all for you. Yeah. He was a paragon, man. Like, there was just something about his style and his wit that just got everybody into it. And this whole scene of like going around and trying to expose these guys. Oh, this is what I was going to say before my boy showed up. I want to say hi to him. I couldn't believe he popped in here. It's good to see you. He's got a gaming channel. He doesn't really do much. I keep telling him, you should post more stuff. You'll get more followers. He's like, but I don't have any subscribers. I'm like, well, he thinks he's got to get subscribers to start making videos. And I told him start making videos to get subscribers. But if you want to check out his channel, bye. Oh, you're already leaving me? He's probably going to call me in 20 minutes and be like, why did you say that? Anyway, yeah. So SC was in there and he was doing his thing. How you doing, Astro Geek? And he led to everything, like for me and for so many people. And again, there was just something about him that you just, I don't know, it just worked, man. And he helped so many people out. He was the reason that I fell in love with this community in the first place, because he was always so willing to help out other people and smaller channels and give shout outs. And, it isn't just because he did it for me, but even before he did it for me, I saw the way he was with all the other members of the community. And, I don't know. He's just a great guy. We're going to miss him. And you know what? He had such a huge following. There's a big gap to fill now, man. And we got to do our best. Remember when SC was just starting out? Yeah, well, when him and Skeptic was doing the flat earth stuff, and that was pretty much it. And then slowly building their way up to the frauditors and they went through the sovereign citizens and then to the frauditors. Yeah. R.I.P. Big Cat, definitely. I'm sorry, guys. I got the TV on in the background, and I just realized that the Hardys are about to wrestle Sting and Darby Allin, so that's pretty cool. If you like this video and you want to see more stupid in the future, please like and subscribe. Yep, that was the catchline. That's the thing. I don't really have any of that stuff developed yet, like my catchphrases. I just do my little Elvis, and that's pretty much it. Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. Schrodinger was the best and a great friend because reasons. Yep. Honorable person, cared about others. Yeah, definitely. Back again, once again. Yep. That's good. Good to see you. We were just started reminiscing about Schrodinger. I'm only here because of SC. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, man, he's hard shoes to fill, but we're gonna do our best to just keep up the good work. Keep exposing these frauds. And let's see. Now we got a list. We got Schrodinger, Team Skeptic, Degeneration Nation, Keeping It Criminal. Keeping It Criminal, Regical the Unhallowed Knight, Marvel Girl, Van Balian, Unclean Hands, Kfar Irish Demon, Creaky, Dr. Dave the Beer Professor, The Plot Hole, Degenerate Watch, Frauditor Troll. I just recently started getting into him more. He's real good. Blue Bacon, Custom OG, me, etc. Yeah. It's it. That's it. And again, the more they build this whole thing up, the more they build on their end, the more we need to keep what we're doing up, Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I was wrong. It's not the Hardy Boys versus Darby and Sting. It's Darby and Sting with the Hardy Boys versus these. I don't even want to say their name because I don't like them. Let's see. Kick has been rebranded, Keeping It Criminal. Oh, and that's another thing I got coming for you guys. I just premiered my new hat the other day. Well, I got another new hat coming in a couple days that I'm really excited to show you guys. I think you're going to like it. But we'll make that a special edition. But anyway, what I always thought would be beautiful, I would love so much to be able to do, is to find out a way to figure out when and where these guys are going to audit and to show up and to audit them. And I have a whole plan, like, because I've seen so many of their videos, and I've heard all their everything they say and all their stuff, and ran it through my head, every possibility of what could happen. And I think I got a pretty good plan of what I would do if I actually could figure out when and where they're going to show up, and to show up there with my phone. The first thing I would do is I would run up to them with my camera. I'd get up real close to them, and I'd start just shoving my camera in their face. And then when they say, hey, whoa, you're too close, back up. Hey, this is a public place. I could stand wherever I want in public. What are you, trying to be a tyrant and tell me where to stand and where not to stand? What are you, against the First Amendment? I have the First Amendment right to. And I would just start going into their script, but using it against them. And my ultimate goal would be to prevent them from completing their audit. That's it. If they start walking this way, I get in front of them. Hey, you're blocking my path. This is a public place. I could stand where I want in public. And then they move the other way. I get in front of them. And if they actually, God forbid, took a swing at me, well, then I got them for assault, even if they touched me at all. Assault, call the cops, help, I got it on film. Just flip it on them. Just, oh, you're being a tyrant telling me I can't stand near you. Oh, you're being a tyrant telling me I can't film you. How dare you try to take away my rights? No, we're here fighting for, no, I'm here fighting for my rights. You're not here fighting for your rights. I'm here fighting for our rights. You're here trying to be an idiot, and I'm stopping you. But I wouldn't tell them that. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. That would be great. I hope you figure out how to find those guys. I would love to. I actually tried a while ago to join one of their they've got a presence, man. They're the scene's out there, but they talk directly to each other, like they don't post anything. Hey, Team Skeptic, what's up? It's way easier than that. If you want to stop the audit, just walk up to them with the radio and start playing copyright music, and they'll get around that. Their content, follow them with that. Yeah, team, that's but my point was, I wanted to be able to know, like, to purposely go out of my way to find out where and when these guys are going to audit, so I could show up there and just interrupt them every time. Oh, that would be great. There should be nothing more precious than our own rights, our own privacy, and not the right to run one's mouth. Yes, that is true. I suggest Metallica. That is what I used. I made a video, my Halloween video in October. It was a takeoff on like a zombie movie, but instead of zombies, it was frauditors. And like, instead of just, waddling up, they would waddle up and go, you have no expectation of privacy in public. And my only weapon was a phone that played Master of Puppets. And if they got too close, I'd play Master of Puppets and they'd run away. And then at the end, I hit the button and it plays Thriller. And then I go into the Michael Jackson bit, Let's see. SC shoes like a basketball jersey of a great player should be behind glass to be remembered. All of you remaining fighters will fill your shoes and leave their own tracks in the field. Well, that's the hope, man. The ultimate goal. Yeah. K-Fire's waving. Hey, everybody. Police officers tried to do that, and the courts ruled they weren't allowed to. However, they haven't said anything about citizens. That's right. That's me. Hey, Team Skeptic. Yeah, just have to pick the right music. One of the videos I showed had like 10 minutes of Leonard Skinner, and neither of us got hit for it. All you got to do, and I found this out the hard way, put 2 seconds of Iggy Pop in the Stooges. I want to be your dog. Bam, down. Instantly. They do not play. I was not expecting that, especially because I only used a few seconds of it. Actually, that video is still up, but I can't do anything. Like, I can't monetize it or anything. I actually have a video. It's like one of my first videos that I ever made, like 10 years ago, where it's just me talking about the movie Rocky. And if I'm allowed to monetize it, I guess, but if I do, then the money's all going to go to Paramount. Because like 5 seconds where I show Adrian standing in front of a mirror, but the whole point of the video is talking about how they use mirrors in the movie Rocky. So cutting out the bit about Adrian's mirror would defeat the entire purpose of the entire video. Anyway, let's see what else we got. I'm sure Schrodinger's sailing off through the clouds right now, watching over the community he created. R.I.P. Boss Cat. Yeah, this is kind of turning into a memorial for Schrodinger, which is fine with me. You know, that guy was such a major part of this whole thing for all of us. Dr. Dave and Goat Boy is a guest on his live stream right now. Well, I mean, I've pretty much done everything I wanted to do for now. Anyone got anything else or any other questions or comments or concerns? Don't forget to like, subscribe, whatever, all that good stuff. Team, man, thank you so much for coming on my channel the other day. I've had such a positive reaction from people who got to know me just because your name was associated. And that's beautiful. Thank you very much. I appreciate it more than you know. Keep a Metallica recording available. Yeah, see, that's Jane. She gave me a super chat. Yep. Pat Dagler. Hi, Captain Cactus. Oh, I see you're raving to. All right, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Mirrors in Rock? No, in Rocky, yeah. It's like oranges in The Godfather. Actually, Christopher, yeah, it's a mise-en-scène thing. Basically, to really sum it up, if you watch the movie Rocky, right at the beginning, one of the first scenes is Rocky comes home from the first scene is the fight, right? And then Rocky comes home from the fight, and he goes in his apartment, and he looks in the mirror, and he has a mirror on his wall, and it's a nice mirror. It's sturdy, and he's got all these pictures of himself when he was young in the side of the mirror. He even takes one out and looks at it, right? He doesn't say any words, but he does. But what is he saying? He's saying, you know, there's more moths in here than flies. There are more flies than moths. Well, later on in the movie, when he talks to Adrian, that's what he says. Hey, did you know there's more moths in here than flies? In other words, when we first meet Rocky, what's the first thing we see? He's talking to himself in the mirror, a nice, solid, big mirror with pictures of him when he was young and confident in himself. And what is he doing? He's practicing what he's going to say to Adrian the next day. He's practicing the speech he's going to give to Adrian when he sees her tomorrow. Then he goes in to Adrian's pet shop, and she's shy. She won't make eye contact with him. We, the audience, Adrian's in the frame, but we're looking at Rocky. But watch the movie again. The camera's not on Rocky. The camera's on Adrian. There's a mirror behind her, and we're seeing Rocky in the reflection of Adrian's mirror. She will not make direct eye contact with him. We, the audience, are not making direct eye contact with him. We're looking at him through the mirror behind Adrian. That's Adrian's mirror. What's Paulie's mirror? He's in the bathroom the first time we meet Paulie, and there's a tiny little sliver of a broken mirror on the bathroom wall, just like Paulie is a tiny little sliver of a broken man. I wish I could kill the guy who broke this mirror. And the film establishes that he gets drunk and gets violent, and that's the bar he hangs out in. Paulie broke the mirror. So when he's looking in the mirror and saying, I wish I could kill the guy who broke the mirror, he's saying, I wish I could kill myself. That's what the video was about, basically. All right, let's see. I really like Hezokai style. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. It's hard to find genuine creators this day. Yeah, I try, you know, and that's probably the most important thing I learned from, you know, just being yourself, man. That's what it's all about. You know, you can't be fake. That's so transparent. And that's one of the things that I do, right? Call out the people who are obviously fake. And it's just like, how could their fans not see this? This is nonsense. But yeah. Yeah, sorry. It just somebody mentioned that I didn't notice the mirrors in Rocky, and then that started getting me like really going, because that was, like I said, one of my first videos. That was a big thing for me, because before I made the video, I looked it up to see if anyone else had talked about that. And as much has been written about Rocky over the years, and it's been broken down so much, I never saw anyone talk about the mirrors. And I'm like, to me, it was so obvious. Rocky's is a big, solid, good mirror. He's big, solid, good Rocky. Adrian's is hidden behind her because she won't make eye contact. Paulie's is broken, just like Paulie's broken. I mean, the only one that I didn't find was for Mickey. Still have to go back and see, but I don't think he's got one. I think Rocky, in a sense, is his mirror, because he even says, I see myself as when I was a kid when I look at you, or whatever. Anyway, let's see. Polly was the name of my first girl after Pauly Shore. In the movie Biodome, Squirrely. But I thought he was a weasel. That's why I love you. Genuine and funny. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. It's all good, And another thing that I've realized too, now that I've been starting to do a little bit more of this live streaming, and speaking of which, since Skeptic is in here, I wanted to tell you, brother, the other day when you came on here and we were talking for a while, we talked for a while. You said a lot of things, and some of it kind of like took a little while to sink into my head. But I just wanted to make sure that you understand that I appreciate like the advice, and not just that, but see, because I don't want to say like I wasn't listening to you or anything like that, but it's like when you're a kid, and your parents tell you, hey, don't do this, and you're like, okay, yeah, and then that happens, and you're like, oh, and then it clicks, and you're like, that's what he was talking about. Well, now that I've been doing these live streams more and more, a lot of the things you said during that conversation are starting to sink into my head, like, oh, I see what he's talking about, because you're a guy who's been doing this for a while. And me, when it comes to the live streams, I'm still just starting to dip my toes, and getting free advice from someone who actually knows what he's talking about was such a huge plus for me and a bonus. And like, seriously, like, I appreciate it so much. Let's see, what do we got going on? Biodome. What they can take away from us crap and make us laugh. Yeah, it's truly my pleasure, Hezekiah. I had a great time hanging out and would love to come on sometime. Hey, you know what? You're welcome anytime. And in fact, I was saying the other day, I've been thinking about trying to do more of a regular, like having guests come on and hang out and have conversations. Obviously, I know you'll do it. I know Kick will do it. I just have to set it up with him. Me and him have already been talking in private for a while. Let's see who else. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I don't want to just assume anything, but I think I wanted to get something where there's more interviews, guest appearances, that sort of thing going on. More group. Oh, here we go with the bots again. All right, this time I want to see if I could have one of my. Let's see. I have 4 years of failing to share with anyone who doesn't want to make the same mistakes I did. Yeah, I know. I got, like, in fact, Skeptic was just talking to me about this too. I know I got mods in here. I'm going to give you guys a chance to knock these people out. Yep, there you go. Thank you. That's the second time they showed up today, man. Well, I guess in a way that's a good thing. Like, I've never gotten spam before I started getting some attention. So, like, at least they're aware I exist, I guess. Porn bots. Yeah, that's what I need. Anyway, yeah. And I definitely appreciate it. Zebra. Yep. I definitely appreciate it, team. And like I said, and if you ever want to, drop me a message, like, I'm always in Discord and all that. And my email's on my, it's on my about page, so you can find it there if you need to get in touch with me, ever, want to hang out or, jump on, or even if if you're doing something just like I'm doing now, just chilling out on a stream and say, hey, Hezekiah's online. Hey, you want to jump on, whatever. I'm all good, man. I think we're all pretty much on the same side, at least when it comes to truth. That's the thing too. Like, that's important to me with this whole thing is that this isn't like their opinion versus our opinion. It's their opinion versus the reality, the truth, the laws. Again, do you like the laws? Are there some that need to be changed? I can agree with you on that. This goes back to what I was saying earlier with the broken system deal, right? Trying to say that, like, what was his argument? It had something to do with, I don't think it was like the decriminalize. Oh, come on, again? Why do you guys keep showing up? Block user. An error occurred. Oh, did somebody else already get him? It's okay for them, not okay for you. Team Skeptic, can the mods please stop blocking my Russian bride? She doesn't speak English and only communicates in emotes. Das vidanya in advance. That's beautiful. See, that's why we love you, man. You're hilarious, brother. Oh, man. But anyway, the point I was making is that it's not their interpretation of the law versus our interpretation of the law. It's their interpretation of the law versus the law. And if there's a law you disagree with, there are ways to go about changing the laws that are the proper ways to do so. Running around acting like an idiot and filming yourself acting like an idiot isn't the way to do it. Oh, man. Axioms Revolt. Let's see. They must have multiple accounts. Yeah. Those things are all over nearly every stream. I've seen them popping up everywhere. Oh yeah, I know that I know that kind of stuff. I went into this, having watched enough other people's live streams to understand, what some of the problems are going to be, some of the things you have to get over. But again, like I was saying to team, like, when it comes to my videos, right, just like my regular content, I'm doing some of the best work I ever did. But as far as live streaming, it's still fresh for me. I'm still learning. There's literally certain things in this StreamYard that I'm still not sure what they do yet, so I'm still learning, but hopefully, again, I know I got enough mods to take care of these guys. The police do not work for common people of America at all. Okay. Oh, they don't work for us. Right. G'day. Hello, Adrian. Yeah, they're not our direct employees and they're not our slaves. They're not supposed to just do whatever we tell them. Sorry, guys. I keep getting mildly distracted because Daniel Bryan and he's in the ring right now. And it's always good to see him. Anyway, or I'm sorry, Bryan Danielson. Let's see. They're causing more laws to be enacted. All right. Janice, I don't know if you were here earlier. I don't remember. A lot of people came in after. I was playing a news report about how in Arizona they're trying to pass a law where you have to stand at least 8 feet away from the police while filming them. Not a law saying you can't film them, a law saying that you have to stand 8 feet away. And the media, the actual news report, interviewed some guy who's against this law, who we all know and love to hate. It was Direct D. And he was there in specific response to being arrested for the murder investigation he audited a few days ago or last week, whatever it was. I covered him in my last video. Like, I couldn't believe what I was saying. And it was so obvious to me that whoever wrote that news report had no idea who this douchebag was. Because they're like, yeah, they're trying to pass a law to violate our rights. You're right, Mr. Direct D. It's like, oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Standing 8 feet away isn't a violation of your rights. They're not telling you not to film. They're telling you to stay a reasonable distance away. And, that axiom, like that also goes for Oh, wait a minute. Delete, block, and report. The police work for the U.S. and state governments, which by law the definitions are that the U.S. means corporation. See, I don't. Which by law the definitions are that the U.S. means state corporation. Oh, well, you're welcome, Janice. Should be 100 feet away. Yeah, some of these guys need to be in a different country, not just 8 feet away. And not just that, but I mean, whatever. The other point I was trying to make about it when I was talking about it earlier is that laws like this wouldn't even be on the table if these douchebags weren't out there doing this. You know, it's like they're creating Title 28 USC. Yeah, see, that's opposite talk. Yeah, see, this Axiom's Revolt. I know I've seen you before, but I don't remember, like, are you, like, having fun with us, or are you a troll, or are you on their side? I mean, it's fine. Like, you know, we're not here to, you know, have a problem with people having different opinions. You can say what you want. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm just trying to keep up with the text, and I'm not sure if I understand. United States means corporation. No, it means the states are united, hence United States. The United States is not a corporation. Okay, well, here's the thing. If I'm just an American. American is what I identify as. Cool. There's North America, which includes Canada, so you could go there. Mexico. Then there's South America. You could go to Chile. You could go to Brazil. You could go to any of those places and still be in America. So go ahead. Bye. Let's see what else. Police work for the cities and the countries, as well as state governments and the federal government. But the U.S. is not a corporation. Yeah, you know, that argument, there's so many of these, like, there are a lot of these arguments that I love to go over and address, you know, on these streams and in my videos and do that. But things like that, you know, the whole, the other one with the maritime jurisdiction, things like that. I don't even talk about those ideas anymore because they're just so way out there and have been dispelled so many times over and over again. All you got to do is read something other than Google Law School books to figure out that stuff's a bunch of nonsense. I identify as an American mutt. Just like everybody else. Yeah. Why does Title 28 USC Section 15A, the legal definition of the U.S. as a corporation, then? Oh my God. Do we have to do this? All right. Let's pull it up. I have to go through this again with another one of these guys. Well, which section was it? 15A? (28) U.S. Code, Chapter 15. Conferences and councils of judges. Court means anything created by the Congress of the United States. A state court debtor means a person who's liable. Okay, so that's about debts. Like, what are you talking about? Which section? Let's see. Did I miss something here? Oh, no, that was a super sticker from Phil O. Thank you very much. Police work for the betterment of the public, not for the government exclusively. I'm a Navajo Scot mixed. All right. Native American and Scottish. Nothing wrong with that. But talking about a for-profit corporation, Title 28 USC 302 Section 15A. There is no code with an A. Oh, come on. See, I looked at. I wanted to pull it up to show you what it actually says because it's been done so many times. But now, thanks to you guys, what I found was it isn't Title 28 USC 302 Section 15A. It's that says that the federal government is not a government; it's a corporation. Like that's not the code. That's Google telling me what you guys say the code says, but that's not the code. I want to read the code. Let's see. The Congress of the USA created a corporation and gave it a name, United States, to fool everyone as far as I'm concerned. What is all this nonsense? What are you guys doing? You're destroying my internet and making it full of garbage. Star Wars. Yeah, I heard of that. That was good stuff. It's the earliest memory of my life is seeing the original Star Wars the day it came out in the theaters. When I was a little guy. All right. All right, so here, let me ask you this. Let me ask you something, Axiom. Let's say, just for the sake of argument, that the government of the United States is a corporate entity. It's a for-profit corporation. So what? I'm waiting. Like, even if that was true, what does that change? You were 10 when Star Wars came out? I was, what, 77, so... Yeah, I was 6, I think. Because it came out, like, in May of that year, or was it April? United States means a federal corporation, an agency, department, commission, board, or other entity of the United States, or an instrumentality of the United States. All right. So, did you see that? Axiom? What do you say about what Globerman put? Would you say that that's what it says or something different? Because I just read that and it doesn't say that the United States is a corporation. It doesn't say that in there anywhere. That is what is the law? You agree with what it says. Okay, so what does it say? It says that United States means, what is the meaning of the United States? A federal corporation, an agency, department, commission, or board. Okay, right there, A. I'm sure that's what you kept talking about, A. Okay, United States means a federal corporation. It continues, but of course you don't want to read anything. It's almost like reading poster 7, right? You read the paragraph that says you can record and not the part that says unless you have permission, right? I always skip that part because why would we read the whole thing? Let's see. The federal corporation. So a federal corporation. United States means a federal corporation. It didn't say United States is a federal corporation. It's a federal corporation, an agency, department, commission, or board or entity of the United States, or an instrumentality of the United States. So a federal corporation, because it's federal, the United States, the federal government, so a federal corporation would fall under that because it's federal. So what don't you understand about that? Like, yeah, obviously took it out of context. They always twist things and only read parts. Yeah. I read the whole thing twice, and it's the context thing again. You know, that's like the whole thing with Black's Law Dictionary, right? And saying, oh, well, it says you have to be employed in commerce to be driving. And it's like, even if Black's Law Dictionary was, actually law and not just a dictionary, hence it's called Black's Law Dictionary, U.S. means federal corporation. No, U.S. means United States, but okay. United States means a federal corporation, right? A federal corporation, because it's federal, is part of the United States because it's a federal corporation. Like it falls under the umbrella of the United States. So does B and C on that list. Anything on that list falls under the umbrella of the United States. It's not saying that the United States is a corporation that's for profit and that's it, and there's nothing else ever. They lack reading comprehension. Well, not to brag, but my reading comprehension scores were pretty darn good. Yeah, I don't know. I just, ow, my knee just popped, which was not fun. I don't know what caused that. Oh, man, MJF is cutting a promo. All right. Anyway, I could go back and watch it later. Let's see. Anything they could take out of context. Yeah. Well, like I was saying, like with what we said with the poster 7, but then the other thing I was going to say about context was normal thinking. Yeah. No, see, they always like to talk about like legalese and this and that and how all these definitions. Oh, I was going to use the example from Black's Law Dictionary, how when it says employed in operating a vehicle, right? They always love to use that as an excuse, saying that, well, that means that you have to have a job to need a license. But what they always neglect to tell you is that Black's Law Dictionary itself, if you look up the word employed in that exact same dictionary, it says employed means doing. Right now, I'm employed in live streaming. You guys are employed in talking in the chat. When you're operating a motor vehicle, you are employed in driving. They don't mean getting a job. When they say that the federal corporations, because they are federal, therefore federal government entities, that's part of the United States. United States means a federal corporation. It doesn't say it means a corporation, right? Because a corporation is not what the United States is. But a federal corporation is part of the United States. And so are the items listed in B and C. They have to define it, because if they didn't, then any random idiot could say, oh, well, I'm protected by all the rules and regulations of the United States. Why? Well, because it said so. Well, is that written down anywhere? No, so they had to write it down. So because it's written, you guys are going to grab word here and word there and play your magic sovereign citizen nonsense on it until you get your case dismissed and you magic words won today because your case was dismissed. Yes. Like, nobody cares. That's why the case got dismissed, because nobody cares. Let's see. I'm just reading some of the chats here. Legalese just means formal and technical language. It doesn't change anything. I've got a cat tapping at your window. Well, isn't that going to scare away the squirrels? Random idiots are still going to idiot. Yep, and dumb people are going to dumb. So what is the definition of a corporation? Basically anything that will support your argument. How about that? And if I say anything different, then you're going to disagree with me no matter what I say. So let's find out. What's the official definition of corporation? Good theatrics there. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that can be a bit theatrical from time to time. Corporation. A legal entity created the laws of its state of incorporation. Individual states have the power to promulgate laws relating to the creation, organization, or dissolution of corporations. So a corporation is a legal entity created through the laws of its state of incorporation. So there you go. And what? Yeah, no, guys, don't. Axiom hasn't said anything offensive or wrong just because you might disagree with it. I haven't seen anything from Axiom come out that was in any way offensive or, personal attacks on anyone or anything like that. So, let's not give them a hard time about it. Just, honestly, I would rather talk like this with someone I disagree with than to have no dialogue at all and just people go back and forth insulting each other. What's the point of that? Nobody's going to learn anything. Let's face it. I'm not some super genius. Like maybe someone could point, oh, here we go again with the freaking porn bombs. Oh. All right. Are we good? Tell me, mods, are we good? All right. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Anyway, yeah, I actually enjoy having an actual discourse with someone about these things. Again, people can disagree on subjects or whatever without, fighting about it. Just like, hey, okay, so I think it's this, I think it's that, whatever. Corporation is a group of merchants or traders united in a trade guild. Okay, where'd that definition come from? Did we get what? They've been repelled. Thank you. Webster's. All right. Speaking of names of dictionaries, I always thought this was kind of funny. When I was in, I think it was 7th grade, there was a famous dictionary written by two guys. One guy's last name was Funk. The other guy's last name was Wagnall. But when I was a kid, we all used they're back. We all used Merriam-Webster's dictionary. So one of our teachers one day, and being immature kids, he said he was talking about a word, and he said something about, well, when you guys get home tonight, I want you to write about what this word means. So go ahead and look it up in your fucking Wagnall. And we all thought he said you're fucking Wagnall and laughed and whatever. We were dumb kids. You have a Funkin' Wagnall dictionary? Zapped. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to have to catch up now because the bots threw me off. I don't know where we're at. Yes, Axiom, something I could agree with you about 100% there. Let's see. This is not taking into account the context of the original legal meaning behind this business logically. All right. We were looking at Webster's definition of a corporation. From Merriam-Webster. Okay, so I just read all definitions from Merriam-Webster. It wasn't just 1A, which is what you put. But what does any of this have to do with what you're trying to say? Like, it doesn't say the definition of a corporation is the United States of America. That's getting ridiculous. Come on. I hate this crap. I'm actually having a decent conversation with somebody on the other side, and we're actually getting somewhere, and then I start getting all this crap. Oh, man. Well, like I said, that's one of the things that moderators versus porn. The police do not work for the people. They work for the U.S. Constitution. What? You might want to reword that because I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. They work for the Constitution. So the Constitution pays their check, or is their boss, I guess you're saying? Oh, K-Far, that might not be a bad idea. Yes, please do. The bots wish to board your vessel. That's hilarious. Yeah, they're under maritime law. The police do not work for the people. They work for the U.S. Constitution. Okay, so the Constitution is their boss. Okay, so when does a police officer... well, give me an example of what you're trying to the point you're trying to make here. Because, okay, so I always hear a lot of these frauditors and sovereign citizens and other people talking about how they how do I change the speed? I've never actually done that before. Hold on, I might have to take an extra second to deal with these robots. Oh, now Adam Cole's wrestling. This is a great episode of Dynamite tonight. Oh, now Merriam-Webster's trying to sell me a dictionary because I looked it up. See, there they go again. How do I control this? The speed. Can you get into my YouTube studio? What? Oh. Hold on. So let me go back to my boom 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 boom. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go. Do 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 do. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go. Do 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 do. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. Details, analytics. View in live control room. Ooh, I've never even seen this before. Okay, there's edit, analytics, viewer activity. Oh, this is, wow, I've never seen this screen before. This is amazing. I'm loving this. Let's see. I hope. I like this screen better than the one I've been using. I'm gonna be in here from now on. Look at this. Okay, live chat. Anyone? Message delay, slow mode. Look at that. Boom. Nice. Ha! All right, I learned something today. I love it. See? Like I said earlier, the more I'm doing this, the more I'm learning. All right. Self-destruct initiated. All right, so let's get back to what we're doing. Baron Van Baltimore happened 14th Amendment. Okay. So there's a thing about what you're saying, Axiom, like, okay, all these guys always love to point out the fact that the police took an oath to the Constitution. Okay, cool. And so they did. Yep. Yeah, they do. That's not an argument. I don't. So what? Like, oh, well, asking me why I'm standing around looking suspicious is a violation of that somehow? Go ahead, explain it to me. How is that a violation of rights for an officer to ask you a question? Oh, well, he can't ID me. What percentage of these videos are ID fail? Ha ha! I showed that tyrant. I didn't give him my ID. Okay. In other words, they're not physically tackling you down and whipping the ID out of your pocket if they didn't get your ID. So again, where's the rights violation? Where is the violation of their oath? What did they do? They asked you why you're filming? Oh no. How horrible of them to do such a bad thing is to ask me a question. Come on. Give me a break. Let's see. Oh, I got a $2 from Stephen Alley. The device will expel a T minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness gracious me. I wish I would have had an effect on deck because I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, it's so much of this comes down to these, like I always say, these narratives that these people build. I mean, if you want to get into a legitimate discussion about the laws and the way they work, and again, I would never say no. That's fine, Axiom. It's you're asking questions and I'm answering them, and because this is how this whole thing started, literally on this stream today was me, ripping into these guys. It's like, oh yeah, like they always say that. I got you, but I get that you're trying to make a point, but at the same time, I don't have people in here because they all just want to watch me have a serious discussion with they want to be entertained. So I got to give them a little bit of showmanship over by there, make it fun to watch. The amendments are supposed to limit what our government can do. Court rulings have changed things since the Constitution was first written. Yeah, that's called common law. All right, let's see. I'm not defending auditors. Good. Well, I mean, you could defend auditors, but please don't defend frauditors because they're a fraud. That's what they're called, frauditors. But a legitimate audit, and this is one of the hardest things to try and explain to them. Sorry, I tried the slow mode thing to try and get rid of the some of the bots here. Which Constitution? I think she's talking about the United States Constitution. You know, that piece of paper that we all follow if we live in this country. You know, with 49 contiguous states in the Alaska and Hawaii, 48 Alaska and Hawaii. What is it when your comment is hollow letters? Something fancy that you don't have the software to read on your computer installed. Do you see this? Yeah, the hollow letter thing is usually just the first, second, or third. Well, see, that is why. Hello, test 1 2. You having trouble there, Stephen? Okay, Axioms Revolt. Well, there have been a lot of amendments to the Constitution over the years, so it would be probably the most recent one would be the one we would follow today. And if there were any future amendments, then they would be updated. Kind of like the people who were following the Constitution when alcohol was illegal were following the Constitution. And then when that was repealed and they made alcohol legal again, they were following the same Constitution, only it has been updated. Yeah, that is true. That's, I'll tell you something. Who got the C- enemy? Oh, Stephen. Let's see. Yeah, see, now I'm getting messed up with the time delay, but I'm the one who put it on there. Amended. Your comment didn't go through because of slow mode. The U.S. Constitution. Yeah, that's the one I follow. The United States Constitution, which has been amended many times. And we follow the most recent version. And if it gets amended again, then we'll follow that. But here's what I wanted to say specifically about this, okay? People love to talk about the Constitution like it's this incredibly sacred document. And people love to talk about how America is the greatest country in the world. But what they don't really focus on that much is why the Constitution is such a wonderful document and why this is the greatest country in the world is because the Constitution has written within itself the ability for the government to amend it. We can change it because they had the foresight to understand that they don't know what's going to be going on 100 years from now, 200 years from now, 500 years from now. Maybe some of the things are going to need to be changed, things that we're not even thinking about because they don't exist yet. And guess what? That's exactly what we have, and that's why it's wonderful. The fact that it's been changed shouldn't be an excuse to say, see, it's been changed since the original. This isn't the real Constitution. You guys are full. No, that's what makes the Constitution beautiful, is that we can change it. All right, let's see. 18th Amendment, yeah. Cameras didn't exist. That's right. They didn't listen to any of that. And here's another thing. When the First Amendment was written, because I get so mad when I hear guys talk about, well, what would the founding fathers think if they saw you acted like this? What would the founding fathers think if they were trying to tell you that I can't, talk and say these things or whatever? All right. The Constitution was written by people, the people who wrote the First Amendment, lived in a society where if someone said something that was an insult, they made that legal with the First Amendment. They did. But you know what else was legal at that time? Duels. Shooting someone, murdering them for saying something that you took as an insult was considered perfectly acceptable behavior to the people who drafted the First Amendment. So when you're out there spouting your nonsense and saying, well, what would Thomas Jefferson or George Washington or the founding fathers think if they were here? They would think that you were a piece of shit. That's what they would think, because they would never dare speak to someone that way. Not even just an authority figure, but in general, in private company, when they're friends and whatever, they would, oh, you know, screw you or whatever, maybe say some things. But if they did, they'd get a smack in the face. Like, how dare you speak to me that way? I'm not saying make duels great again, right? I'm not saying that that's a good idea. But what I'm saying is, when these guys harp about, well, these guys created the First Amendment and they'd be so mad at you for telling me to shut up. If they heard you talking that way, they would have told you to shut up. You think George Washington? There was a riot in, I think it was in Philadelphia. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was in Philadelphia. And this was a little bit after the war. Or actually, I think it was way after. I think like George was old at the time. I don't remember the specifics. It was a long time ago. But anyway, so there was a riot going on. There was crazy stuff going on everywhere. The cops, well, I guess they weren't, whatever. Let's get into a history lesson right now. But the point is, there was all this chaos going on everywhere, and they didn't know what to do. So they got in touch with some people, and they finally got George to agree to come down. So George Washington comes riding in there on his horse, and just seeing him, everyone went home and it was over. That was it. Like, nobody was, fuck you, Washington, you're a cocksucker piece of shit, and you gave me the right to say that, so suck my dick, you old fucking Brit. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, people have always had things they could say, and people in this country have the legal right to say things, but that doesn't, it's just the arguments that they make are so wrong. I doubt anyone who was involved in writing the Constitution dreamed anyone would be walking around deliberately harassing people for clicks and views on YouTube. Well, yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. This is, the human eye cannot by itself pause, zoom, post, make YouTube. Yes. Okay. So talking on that level, when they start comparing their personal cameras to security cameras, that's another one that I think is insane, because, all right, there are these things in the world called perverts. And believe it or not, there's a lot of them. You know what they can do with footage of you that they took on their personal phone? They could bring it home and do whatever they want with it. Now, oh, come on, we're doing this again? The whole reason I put on the slow mode was to get rid of these bungholes. Security cameras don't post on the internet. And again, is it possible that someone who works in the security office can get the footage and take it for their own private use? Yeah, but that would be illegal and they'd get fired. But there's a big difference between there's a possibility that could happen, and if you're taking footage on your private phone, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's on your phone. You take that with you when you leave. It's not, maybe somebody can do this. You are doing that. Oh, but I'm just going to post it on YouTube for my YouTube channel. You're going to make money off your YouTube channel? Where's my release form that I have to sign for you to get paid for my image? Oh, well, I don't need that because I'm a member of the press. Oh, there you go with your circular logic again. No matter what I say, you're going to have something to say against it. Blah, 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 blah. I don't answer questions. Screw you. You guys don't have any signs here telling me I can't film. Okay, fine. Put up a sign that says I can't film. That sign's unconstitutional. I don't have to follow that sign. Which is it, for auditor? The problem is that there is no sign, or the problem is that signs don't matter. Either way, you're going to argue it. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, you're going to argue it. You can't win. You can't win. Mutual combat. Oh, now you're sounding like Chili Rielos Con Carnival. Now they can only post one spam message at a time. There you go. Yep. Every time someone posts a sign, they'll come up with some bullcrap excuse. Whatever. Anyway, I think I'm gonna pretty much wrap this up for tonight. If I'm sure these guys have been going crazy every day with this stuff, so we'll probably have something again tomorrow. Any last things anyone wants to say? Any questions, comments, concerns? They have to change the goalposts. Oh, yes, they do. They go out of their way to do it. Bladed weapons. Yeah, start carrying around some good stuff like razor blades or something. I don't know. Reminds me of back in the late 80s when punk rock was scary. And like there were all these rumors that mosh pits were guys hiding razor blades in their leather coats and then slamming into you to cut you up with their razor blades. You take some of those guys and throw them into those kind of mosh pits. It'll be fun. Like, oh man, I don't know what I was going to say. I'll remember it as soon as I get off, and then I'll say something tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out. It's been a blast as always. You'll definitely see me again. I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, I know, Glover, Mom. I know. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of it. I'm going to wrap everything up. I'm going to go finish watching Wednesday Night Dynamite. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. And yay, yay, yay.